This is a session. This is basically the cohort experience session, which we will be taking for everyone. And yeah, it's presented by Rethink Systems, which is a company which we will talk about in a little bit. But yeah, let's move on to a little bit about me. So a lot of you might not know me. So I'm Athar. I'm the co-founder and product lead at Rethink Systems. I have 2 years of experience in product management, building products in the tech domain. Been an avid startup enthusiast, so I love researching and talking about startups with my friends in school as well. A lot of opportunities to collaborate over there. I'm also an avid esports enthusiast. I've played esports for India at an international level in a game called Teamfight Tactics. And yeah, you can talk to me about anything product, anything tech. I'm very interested in specifically in the tech domain because I love helping people out, and I think learning is a lifelong journey. So yeah, let's move ahead. That's enough about me. Now let's move to the chat with the instructor. So let's have a candid chat with Shavan now, right? So I think the time that everybody has been waiting for. So I'll just stop presenting for now. I'll present it once again when we move to the presentation. Let me just bring Shavan to the spotlight.
I like
So
being in the spotlight, by the way. That's who I am. Yes.
so hey, yes. So let's start. So hey Shavan, how are you doing?
I'm
How's
doing great.
everything
Yeah,
going?
super pumped to see so many people here. That's a super nice thing. I think everybody who wants to do really well in life, become a better person, become a better human, I think this is an initiative to do that. More than product management, I have always been anchored a lot on how do you become a better operator in life. And better operator se matlab ye nahi hota yaar ki tum अच्छे product manager ban rahe ho. It just means that you become better at whatever you do. And that really stems from commitment. So I'm super, super glad to see so many people here. And being among students, you know how much I love. So that's how things work.
Great. So also guys, just it would be great if everybody can switch their cameras on because we can have a heart-to-heart one-on-one
हाँ
conversation
यार
over here.
इंटरेक्टिव सेशन
Uh,
करते हैं. I think
yes.
don't just make it like that. जो कर सकते हैं, please do. I want all of
Why
you to
does it
ask.
matter?
One second. Let me just mute
Sorry.
everyone.
The
Yeah. Yeah. Sean, you can unmute yourself. Yeah.
So the thing that I want to kind of put across is I want everybody who really is interested. I want everybody to take away something. आप यहाँ पे 1.5 घंटा लगा रहे हो. Cohort एक बात है, but आप सच में कुछ लेके जाओ. You learn something from it. That is the most important point because time has value. So I want this session to be interactive. If people can open their cameras and be candid about it, then it will make a very fruitful journey for all of you. Make sense?
Okay.
Okay. Cool.
Awesome. So Shavan, I'd like to start with my first question. So I'm sure a lot of people know you here, but for the interest of people who probably don't know you here, can you talk a little bit about yourself?
Sure, yeah. So I think everybody knows me. I think in that capacity, in the last 10 years, I have been an operator. I have worked as a product manager at multiple places, right? And one thing that I deeply noticed from the bottom of my heart was that education has to be transformative. And spending the last five odd years in edtech per se, like I spent considerable time in Edureka, which is an upskilling startup. Then parallelly, I spent considerable time in Byju's back then when Byju's was a good brand, at least. And in the latest role, being a director of product for a Series A funded startup, right? So one thing that I realized that education should not be thought as like something which is just going to give you some short-term gain. It is something that specifically which should transform you as an individual, and most of the success comes from within, comes from the intent, the effort that you want to put across. Like I'll give you a very simple example. Most of people who prepared for IIT JEE, right? ऐसा नहीं होता कि just by their effort they're able to crack the exam. The bigger motivation that people have is that do they really want to learn something for the depth of learning, right? कि मुझे maths पसंद है, मुझे physics पसंद है, I really like those things, and then only I'll be able to put those outcomes across, and which typically translate into getting a good college or moving up their ladder. So I think that is a little bit about me. I've been an operator, and you know me as an educator. I keep writing about product and stuff. I like a lot of, and I personally believe that humor is the key to everything. Education has to be fun. So I think that is just a little bit about me, and I kind of teach you, or most of you guys would know me from a YouTube channel. But then again, that's a little bit about me, not much, not more. Yeah.
Awesome. Let's move to the most important question of today. How did you get into product management?
Sure. So I think that's a very serendipitous story. I don't know a lot of people know that. I never wanted to get into product management, honestly. So the thing was that in college, I had to do a small thing, which my friends used to face this problem that we used to go to Delhi and we used to get nabbed by cops and whatever and whatnot. So two of my friends from computer science, we actually shipped out a product back in 2012, which was called Cop Radar. It's not a proprietary product to me anymore. It got sold, right? Which essentially got sold at a valuation depending on and what really happened when we shipped that app, almost 300,000 people all across the globe started using it. The context is in a video that you can put across. I don't want to bore people with the context of what we built across, but I realized at that moment that a problem that was affecting me was actually affecting a lot of people in the world, right? And that is where when we sold that app and I realized yaar yahi karna hai jeevan mein, ki if you can help people become better thinkers, build better products in general, in that capacity, if this is a job that I do and I get paid for it, that is the life I want. And somebody told me that is something called product management. And that is when I realized, yaar, this might be the thing for me to do. And then over time, it evolved. I understood the depth and the gravity of system dynamics. How do you build better systems? How do you essentially become a better product manager? And deep down, it just anchored a lot on how do you become as a better operator? Because becoming a better operator is not about just doing your best by yourself. It is also about building a great team and shipping out the great output so that users can actually have good value. They actually have a deep experience. Like you would realize that अगर आपके घर में आपको medicine चाहिए और वो सच में 10 मिनट में आ जाती है, तो then that's a great experience for you. That is something that you realize that my parents needed it and it happened. And that's when you write good things about the product. So I think that was the motivation that can I do something which really helps people? And in return, if I get paid for it, amazing, right?
Great. Awesome. Now let's move to the question that you are probably the most excited about today is
Yeah.
what is Rethink Systems and how did you start this entire thing?
Sure. This is a very funny thing. So around 8 months back, I started thinking that a lot of people do community startups and they say that we are a community. And at most places, the anchor is that a collection of people in a Slack channel is a community or a collection of people in a WhatsApp group is a community. But that's not how it works, right? Because you join a community for transactional purposes. Like किसी को नौकरी चाहिए, किसी को referral चाहिए, किसी को कुछ चाहिए, in that perspective. So I realized that a truly deep community has a purpose, has an ethos. Like, for example, a mom's community, that you want to become a better mom. A doctor's community, you want to become a better doctor, right? And that only stems when you have your ethics and values right. And what are those values? Be kind, be courteous, right? Be extremely committed. Extremely committed का ये मतलब होता है whatever adversity comes your way, I am not going to give up, right? And I am not anchored a lot on outcomes. I'm anchored a lot on action. Here, मैं क्या control कर सकता हूँ? What can I change? Right? So that is the purpose that I started here. I didn't want to build an edtech. It's not an edtech, honestly. So a lot of people ask that, are you an edtech? No, we are not an edtech. It's most of the places in edtech, it's you are an edtech which build a community for their distribution, their marketing and things like that. I don't think we are that. We are a community startup which has an edtech arm where I teach and there can be other people, the community can come up and they can essentially teach across and then we have different verticals in SaaS and a lot of people in the company who they already know about. We build SaaS products. And the great part that I want to kind of ship out here is that अगर हम आपको product management पढ़ा रहे हैं bro, तो हम भी तो अच्छे product बनाएंगे ना यार. That is the anchor point, right? That is the reason we built this website very, very consciously. We kind of to understand that, bro, you come to the website, you're able to see very heartfelt testimonials, you're able to understand that this is the transformation that truly has happened. And then you go inside, there are small, unique things which people who have filled applications would have noticed, that if you complete the application, if you miss the application, you go on the landing page and you sign up and you see continue application. These are small tenets that make a great product, right? And that is what I wanted to do. So I didn't want this to be my brand. I'm no one. I should move out from this. The bigger thing should be that the product should speak for itself. कि हाँ यार, अगर आप हमसे product management सीख रहे हो, या हमसे कुछ भी सीख रहे हो, generative AI सीख रहे हो, any damn thing you're learning, you should see it from the products that we have shipped out, that we have built, right? And that should be the anchor point. There should be no other anchor point कि श्रवण क्या बोल रहा है, बातों से कुछ नहीं होता. The actual value happens in action. कर्मों से होता है, right? Make sense? So I think Rethink Systems it's a community SaaS platform which has an edtech arm, right? And why community? Because this community is deeply vested, right? Number of people posting about the cohort, I didn't pay them, man. That's all out of love, right? They realize that the experience that they have gained, they should give it to other people. And people generally ask me, Bhaiya, kyun shortlist karna hai? Why can't you think like a salesperson? Why can't you do things like that? No, that's not my goal. I'm an educator. एक एजुकेटर वो होता है जिनको बच्चों का दर्द समझ में आता है, जिनको ये समझ में आता है कि they actually take something from value. Like if I ask you for X, the value should be 10x, right? When you buy a Tesla, you're not worried about it. You know that if even if I'm paying $100,000 for it, it's the best thing in the world, and that's the product that speaks for itself. So I think this community is very special, where everybody wants to learn from each other, everybody wants to contribute, and that is what makes it super special and super privileged to be in. So I'm glad that I could do that, and this is something that I could do after 10 years of my life. So I'm super happy about it. Awesome.
All right. So last question before we move into the next step is, how did you get into teaching? Why did you get into teaching? What made
Very funny,
you
very
get
funny,
into this
very
entire
funny
thing? Yeah.
question. Very funny question. But again, I was always this person who always used to teach my friends, right? That when I was in college, I used to speak with my computer science friends on mathematics because I wanted to be a mathematician, and life made me a product manager. So I really wanted to be a mathematician. So that is something, and I qualified RMO, I qualified INMO, and stuff like that. But over time, what I realized that by teaching others, like that's that very famous quote. You remember 10% of what you read, 20% of what you write, 30% of what you practice, and 60% of what you teach. So I really wanted to become that teacher, that can I teach these concepts without jargons to the most basic. हमेशा दिमाग में यही anchor होता था, because I was a backbencher, right? And for backbenchers, nobody thought. So I thought, even if the last candidate in the cohort can understand what I'm saying, then the best candidates would automatically do. Right? So I thought from that lens, and it made me a better educator. It made me a better person. And becoming a teacher is the best thing in the world, because deep down people ask me this question, Shravan, what is the end goal? Is it money? Not really. Right? Is it really that कि आप पैसे कमाने हैं तो बहुत तरीके से कमाए जा सकते हैं यार. I have had the privilege, and भोलेनाथ की कृपा ऐसी है कि यार कि मैं जीवन में अच्छा कर ही सकता हूँ, उसमें कोई दिक्कत नहीं है. लेकिन the best feeling in my heart is when somebody comes and tells me, भैया, I got an offer because of you. I moved into this line because of you, right? I could think of better things in life because of you. And when जब किसी की माँ मेरे को ये बात बोलती है ना कि यार बेटा मेरा आशीर्वाद है तुम्हारे साथ, then my mother says कि बेटा you've done something well. And again, my goal is to live 1,000 years, and the way I can do that is by living in the hearts of people. I think that's the most apt thing that I want to kind of talk about. Yes.
Great. Thank you so much, Shavan, for this wonderful, the wonderful start that you've given us. Let's move to the next section, right? So guys, I'll just start sharing my screen again. I hope it's visible, right? 1 second. Yeah. So let's talk about the highlights of the past cohort. So I think this is on the website as well for the people who've seen it. We've had 50 plus LinkedIn Top Voice badges awarded to people throughout the course of the cohort. We've landed more than 50 people have received jobs in the past two cohorts combined. We've had a 96 NPS has been over 96 plus overall. Instructor NPS, mentor NPS have all been above 90, right? We have an attendance of more than 90% on average of all the students. And of course, we've had a lot of messages which have come, which are displayed on the website for everyone to see, right? So
Just one thing, and I think the most important metric for all of you guys in the call is not really the in pe mat dekho. Ye dekho rishte kaise banaye hain. If in the, like, I'll give you a very simple example that I always keep speaking about, and I'm sorry to hijack your time, Athar. The example is that let's assume me and Arun, who is in the call, and he wishes to probably crack a role, and both of us apply for Google, right? And in both of the places we fail, right? Now, when you have a community, you have people who always push you, always give you the best guidance, always be there for you. Or दूसरा बंदा श्रवण है वो follow करता है. He starts has a beer, goes down in his entire thing and does nothing about it, right? अब आप मुझे बोलो अगले 3, a person like Arun who starts the very next day and prepares for the next 3 months, and I don't. 3 महीने बाद अगर फिर से Google की opportunity है तो किसका होगा? Will it be Shravan's? No, not really, right? Another reason I want to tell you, आपको पता है, one more thing that I want all of you guys to understand. मैंने content बहुत पढ़ा है. आप मेरे YouTube channel पे जाओगे ना, you'll find tons and tons of content that I've given my heart and soul into it, right? But after doing 3 million views, why did I get 400 offers? Why was that number 40,000? Why was not that number 40,000? The reason is as simple as that कि आपको अपने कर्मों से सक्सेस मिलती है. Knowledge, content is not going to change your deflection in life. The reason that this community exists is because the spirit of pushing people to do well, consistently, stay long nights, and that is what makes you successful. Content थोड़ी तुम्हें अच्छा बनाएगा. Content तो बहुत ज़्यादा. It's a post-content world. I write so much content. The only thing that's going to make you successful is how much spirited you are, how much honest you are, how much dedicated you are. And if you can do that, then nobody is going to stop you from getting the goals that you really wish to. Honestly. Okay, Adar, over to you. Yes.
Yes. So now moving to the best part that we had, done in the last cohort, we took everybody for a graduation trip to Goa, right? So it was a 2-day trip. It was a nice retreat that everyone had, where we gave people certificates for excellence. We gave certificates to people for, being part of the cohort. We had some nice fun sessions with Shavan, which were interactive in real life sessions. The most fulfilling thing about this entire session was actually struggling together for 7 weeks, doing these case studies together, being with each other, spending late nights, and then meeting each other finally to, cap this entire thing off. That was, I think, the highlight. And I think a lot of people will talk about this even as they come in the next few stages. But yeah, we will do this again, guys. This was a very fun thing. We tried doing something different, and I think it was a big hit for everyone. And yes, more details on this will come, a little bit later. Okay, but just a glimpse for everyone. Let's move to the next stage, right? Let's move to cohort insights. Is this cohort right for you? Shravan, can you tell us, is this cohort right for us?
Okay, let me make some expectations clear first. अगर आप committed नहीं हो, मत आओ. अगर आप effort नहीं मारना चाहते, मत आओ. No, मैं पहले I want to talk about the no's first, and then I want to talk about the yeses first, right? Then I want. If you are not committed, if you cannot invest time, if you feel there are better things to do, right, which you feel that maybe in office, maybe in family, please don't join, because this is not a run-of-a-mill program. I will not invest my time unless I find impact. Shraddha, we'll come to you. I'll answer the question, but let me just go through it. Okay? That's the first thing. The second thing that I want to tell you is 99% of your effort is yours. We will be extremely committed to help you understand the most basic of concepts. We'll start from the very basic of why product management. Why does it even exist? Is it even relevant? Right? Why should you even think like that? And is product management really the thing? Or you should largely think about building bigger systems, social systems, health systems, whatever systems that you want to build across, and really start thinking from the world from a systems point of view, right? So the cohort is only and only for people. Enrollment pehla goal hai, sir. It's when your journey starts. It's not when your journey ends. And that is the point where I want. And why do you think I'm shortlisting so many people after 500 applications? The reason being because my goal is not to make incompetent people competent. I'm trying to what I mean by incompetent is not incompetent in talent and skill. I'm saying incompetent in intent. कि आप अगर टाइम ही नहीं देना चाहते तो मैं कुछ नहीं कर सकता आपके लिए. I cannot do anything for you. But if you wish, my goal is to make competent people excellent. So again, the first question that I want, it is for everyone. It is for everyone. Anybody who wants to develop that mindset, that high operator thinking, that goals that they can aspire for, dreams which are bigger than their conventional dreams. Like कि मैं आज सोचता हूँ कि नहीं यार मैं एक product manager बनना चाहता हूँ, लेकिन my dream is to become the best quality, the top 1% product manager who can go to Google, Microsoft, and other places, and best unicorns for that matter, right? उसके लिए है ये cohort. Right? It is also for people from all walks of life, from sales, marketing. Have students from arts, like communications background, right? And people have cracked roles. The reason is because true product management is just ambiguous problem solving. Like if I tell you that, bro, can you build me a 10,000 bed hospital? Now it's a very ambiguous problem. It's a very ambiguous problem because you have to think how many beds will be there, how many doctors will be there, how will the P&L work, how much effort would I have to put out, what will the plan of action. Now, if you have to do that in 60 minutes, it's hard. It's not easy. You have to practice again and again, again and again, again and again, and again, and then only you will be able to reach to a point where when somebody asks you such a problem and says, I want to build a hotel for 1 lakh or 30,000 people, right? Then you will be able to structure that ambiguous problem into a structured way, into a thinking way. So this cohort is for everyone who is deeply committed, who is really, really willing to push an effort. Whether you have 20 years experience or you are a fresher, or you have 5 years, or you come from sales, or you come from marketing, or you come from any damn background, doesn't matter. As long as, because we start from scratch, and by the 7th week, the concepts are deeply advanced. They are extremely advanced, and they are only relevant for those people who go through this journey. And that is why it transforms you. That is why, again, this course is not a product management program. It is a metacognition based program. Metacognition, basic cognition is how thinking. Metacognition is how to think, right? It teaches you how to think. And if you become better there, then you by design become a better product manager. And that's why the outcomes come. And whichever people have cracked roles, that is the reason. I am an educator, yaar. मैं आपकी मदद कर सकता हूँ. मैं आपको 100% दे सकता हूँ. I can do every damn thing to make you better people, better thinkers, and support you, refer you, do all of those things. But eventuality is such that if you don't have your own commitment, nobody can get you into the best places in the world, because the best people see how you conduct yourself, how you speak, how good of a storyteller you are, all of those things. And that comes with experience, that comes with effort. So in these 7 weeks, you're not going to learn what I learned in the last 10 years, but these are going to give you the tools to become the best quality operators in the world, so that you can aspire for dreams which are bigger than yours, right? So again, this cohort is for everyone. I want to talk about the 3 personas in general. It is for founders and product leaders who want to understand how do you manage a team, how do you do org design, how do you essentially try to build culture in the organization, what does even culture mean, right? Second, it is for all product managers, senior product managers who really want to upskill and become a director or something like that. And it is also for those product enthusiasts, because generally who have 0 years of experience or 1 year ago, 2 years. And you might ask me this question, and again, I'm answering it by myself only. यार ये सबके लिए relevant क्यों है? This is a question that everybody should ask. Like, how can you design something which is relevant for 0 years of experience also and 20 years of experience also? The reason is, again, content is not the key. आप मेरा content बाहर जितना भी डाल दो, कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता, as long as your thinking ability does not mature. That is why in our past cohort, we had people who were 48, 50, and we had people who were 21. And all of them learned, all of them developed deep relationships. All of them are great operators. All of them are people who have spoken the best things in their heart and learned effectively great things in life. Awesome. So I think this cohort is for all backgrounds, all sort of people, but the only condition and criteria is intent. If intent is not there, I'm sorry, अगर आप shortlist नहीं होते तो आप मेरे को जो मैं पैसा मांग रहा हूं उसका डबल भी दे दोगे ना, मैं तब भी मना कर दूंगा. Doesn't work for me. My goal is to create impact. It's a value first program. Value should be first, and that should lead to financial outcomes and or monetary outcomes or career outcomes. अगर value नहीं है तो फिर कोई मतलब ही नहीं है यार. मतलब I have been in edtech for 6 साल यार. आपको भी पता है edtech कैसे काम करता है. मैं उस तरह काम नहीं करता. That's not, I would not spend my time over there. I hope I answered the question. Yes.
Great. Yes. So thank you so much for answering that. Next is, what is the structure of the cohort? What all will you be teaching over here? Very important question.
Sure. I think the first thing that I want to talk about is week 0 is going to be the 1% operator mindset. Week 0 is not the first core class, but this is needed to set up the right mindset. That, do you have abundance mindset? Do you even understand what is an abundance mindset? Do you understand how things work, right? Do you understand that context is way more important than content? Do you understand how a system works, right? Do you understand what commitment is, right? तो इसीलिए सबसे पहले तो वो सेट किया जाएगा. Then in week 1 we'll start from scratch. What are product principles? What is product thinking? Why product management? What was the discovery of product management? Is product management relevant even in the future, right? And what is first principle thinking? What these big jargon words, first principle thinking, design thinking, etc. We'll start. Then we will try to understand that why complex problems are the need of the hour. And if you can't solve complex problems, easy problems तो हर लोग solve कर लेते हैं. Like अगर मैं किसी को बोलूंगा चाय बनानी है, चाय बनाने का method तो simple है, right? But if I tell you design an app which delivers probably 10 million teas concurrently across the globe, now that's a hard problem. So you will try to understand that why empathy, why gratitude, why art of feedback really matters, right? Then you essentially move to the design part of things. Then what is design thinking, right? How do you design? What are the different design layers? And a brief of that is also given in the YouTube channel. You can also do that. Then we will talk, and you will talk about how do you build a design system, right? A lot of people ask me, अच्छा design क्या होता है भैया? आपको पता होना चाहिए, what is a design system? How does that work, right? How do you mean that for design is not ambiguous as long as your approach is systemic, right? Then you talk about analytics system. A lot of people ask me, भैया आप tools सिखाओगे कि नहीं सिखाओगे? My goal is to not teach you tools. क्योंकि tools तो आप जीरा की documentation जाके खुद देख सकते हो, Clever. My goal, the actual question that students are asking is that how do I design the right funnel? How do I look at the right metrics? Are these metrics really relevant for me? How do they work at scale? How do I do experimentation? Then we talk about how do you build the right roadmaps? What is vision? What is strategy? How do you do things like that? How do you do great org design? And we talk about growth systems, right? How does growth happen? What is what is tactical growth, what is not tactical growth, how does growth loops work. Like you people coming here is again a growth system, right? So many people posting about it, how does it work? And that's why there are 150 people in the call. Then you talk about system thinking. What is system dynamics, right? You teach how do you build technical systems which scale, right? And eventuality is such something that I'm good at, which is personal branding and networking. आप आज जितने भी लोग यहाँ पे आए हैं उनका मैं क्यों बोलता हूँ सबको लिंक्डइन पे लिखने के लिए, अपने लिए थोड़ी बोलता हूँ. मेरे तो यार 1,40,000 फॉलोवर हैं, मेरा क्या बदलेगा जीवन में? मेरा कुछ नहीं बदलेगा. Nothing is going to change in my life. What is going to be differentiator is whether you build that right brand. If you build the right brand, jobs come to you. You don't go to jobs. And a lot of people in the cohort have started entrepreneurship, by the way. In the last 2 cohorts, there have been 7-8 people who started their own companies, by the way, and they came for a PM role and eventually became an entrepreneur. That's the funny part, right? Awesome. So I think in detail, you can go on the landing page and try to understand how does it work. But this is going to be a super intensive program. मेरे सारे lectures 4.5 घंटे के होते हैं, जो I think बच्चे बात करेंगे, और इनको मैंने बहुत तंग किया है उन lectures में. I think I have made them miserable in those lectures. But then again, I think that is how it is designed. There is a reason it's designed for 7 weeks, right? It has to be like a coal mine. Coal mine से when you pressure carbon to a very high dignity, either it breaks or it becomes a diamond. And that's what I think for my students. That is what I want for my students. Awesome.
Awesome. Now I'll just cover the next part of it. So guys, what exactly is going to happen? So it is a 7-week cohort, right? We will also have a week 0 before that, which will be basically our orientation week, where everybody will get to connect with their teams. We'll be splitting people into groups of 10. You'll get to connect with your teams. You'll get to talk to your mentors. They'll set the expectations according to, what we're expecting, what you can expect, how everything is going to work. But I'll just briefly lay out the plan for you, right? So our lectures happen on Saturday and Sunday. There is a theory plus live case study that happens on Saturday, and there is theory plus a presentation that happens on Sunday. Presentations are made every week. It is a group presentation that everyone makes up to 6 weeks, and after that we have all of the so everyone presents after that on a Sunday. You get 5 minutes per person. Each person presents from all groups, and after that there is scoring that happens on the presentations. We give feedback on what could have been done better, what probably didn't go that well. We do all of that, right? So that's those. So all the lectures that Shavan mentioned will be for 3.5, 4, maybe 4.5 hours sometimes. So it's on Saturday, it starts from 12, goes up to 4. On Sunday, it starts from 11:30 to 12, which is when the presentations happen. And then 12 to 3 or 3:30 is when the theory lectures happen. On the weekdays, we expect people to connect because the assignments are going to be very tough, right? The assignments are not something that you can finish in 5 days also ideally. They're very difficult, but if you put in your heart and soul into it, you can do a good job in 5 minutes, right? 5 days of the week, right? And this will be on all days you're expected to connect, because you'll yourself see if you don't connect every day, your assignment will not be as good as the other people in the cohort, right? And nobody wants to miss out on the opportunity of presenting, becoming better as product managers and all, right? So that is why it is going to be, you'll probably have to connect on all 5 days. I think the people who are coming next are going to probably talk about that a little bit. And on Tuesdays, we try to have fun sessions. Every week on Tuesday, we have a fun session where Shavan talks about something which is on his mind, which he wants to probably tell everybody. So we have random, topics like wisdom, morality, but then some topics from the Bhagavad Gita, like perfect questions, perfect answers. So we have that outlined on the website. You can go and have a look at that. And on Thursdays, we try to have guest sessions. So on guest sessions, it depends on the guest availability, but we try to have guest sessions on every Thursday. The fun sessions happen at 10 p.m., around 10 p.m. on Tuesday in the night. And guest sessions ideally happen between 7:30, 8:30, around that time. But again, it depends on the guest's availability. So it will be, based on that, and we'll communicate that a little bit later into the journey, right? So Shavan, would you like to reveal some of the guests that are coming? Just
Sure.
a sneak peek.
I think a few of the guests that I really want to talk about, and I have always, these are all my friends. They don't charge me anything. So मैं उनसे भी मुफ्त में काम करवाता हूँ. So that is something. But I really want to speak about, these are really nice operators जो अपने time को बहुत value करते हैं. Like in the first cohort, there was a CMO of Act Internet who was my first boss, right? Director of Product Adobe, right? In the next cohort, and bunch of people like that. Then there was a GPM at Google, at group product manager at Google. Then in the last cohort, there was Akash Gupta. I'm sure आपने मेरा नाम सुना होगा, तो Akash Gupta का भी नाम सुना होगा. Akash Gupta came personally, right? Then post इस cohort में, I want to reveal, but again, the times are still hazy, but there, yes, the CPO of Optimizely is coming. The Optimizely is the best A/B testing tool in the world, right? They do $500 million in revenue. She's coming. She will be speaking. She also came on Lenny's podcast. And there are a bunch of other people who are also the SVP of Z Entertainment, which is a $5 billion company. He's coming. Then there is a director of product at Adobe who is coming. Then there are a bunch of people I'm also looking into. I'm also trying to bring Sachin Rekhi, but again, that's not promised yet. I am still calling that out. So the guests, but all of the guests are insane operators. And one more thing I'll tell you. Last cohort में Freight Tiger के VP आए थे और वही हमारे cohort से बच्चे लेके गए. So being in presence of these people, these are all hiring for their teams, right? So in general, these people effectively hire for SPM, AD, APM, PM, all sort of roles. Make sense? Awesome. Cool.
Awesome. Yeah. So we also will have a graduation ceremony, guys, which will be an offline event. We will disclose a little bit more on that on the website once people get shortlisted. But basically, it will be a 2-3 day trip, which will happen on a weekend post the cohort getting over. We will enjoy over there. We will solve case studies together in a live setting. We can discuss things with Shavan. We can discuss things with me. We can do all of that stuff. And that is also going to be there. Okay. Apart from that, we do community meetups on the side. We try to do one meetup every 2 or 3 weeks based on, whether we're in Bangalore or Bombay or Delhi or wherever. So we've done meetups in the past as well. A couple of their photos are also there on the website, but yeah, meetups also happen where you get to talk to people, like-minded people who want to, get into the product field. Some people might be experienced over there. We try to get some guests also to kind of come over there and, share their experiences as well. So that is also stuff that we do. Okay. Shraddha and Ankita will take the questions at the end. You can just note it down or you can put it in the chat and I think somebody will answer it for you. Yeah. Let's move to the next part, which is what do we expect from the participants? Shavan, would you like to take this up?
Yes. Yeah. If there is no intent towards learning, please, I desire high intent. High intent का मतलब होता है time. Change in mindset cannot happen in 7 weeks unless you are with. अगर आप सब लोग cannot give 7 weeks of your time for the thing that you desire in life, तो जब आप IIT के लिए प्रिपेयर करते थे, नीट के लिए प्रिपेयर करते थे, you spent 2 years UPSC के लिए प्रिपेयर किया. I am only asking for 7, but these 7 weeks are mine. These are ours. These are our community. And if these 7 weeks are given to you, you will change as a person. That's one. Second, you have to work as a team. If you can't show gratitude, if your conduct is poor towards other people, and no matter what your background is, doesn't matter, मैं बाहर निकाल दूंगा, मेरे को कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता. I want 80 great people who have good mindset. नहीं चाहिए ऐसे बच्चे जो दूसरों की इज्जत नहीं करना जानते. ये second चीज है. Third, you should be able to give feedback. There is a difference between opinion and feedback. Opinion का मतलब होता है मैं कुछ cite कर रहा हूँ कि you are bad or you're this. Opinion has no meaning. Feedback is actionable. That you are not a good storyteller because you couldn't communicate this or that. So you need to give good feedback and you need to be active. Fourth, you have to leverage the community honestly, because everybody in the community, including the mentors, the students, the previous students, and everybody, they have to openly come up. We keep doing small sessions in the community on Figma and things like that, and other things which you can learn from. And fine, please voice your opinion. If you don't honestly put forward, like agar aapko जीवन में अच्छा करना है, see, the person who does not speak is a fool for lifetime. The person who speaks might be a fool for once, right? So you have to voice your opinion, but you have to voice it in a very gratitudinal way, in a humble way. And humility is not in words. Humility is in actions. Like, I'll tell you what defines humility. Humility का एक बहुत अच्छा example ये होता है कि if somebody is doing something when he or she has no incentive, and yet the person talks to a good person or a great person, right? So that is what essentially humility means. So please, अगर ये पांचों चीजें आपके अंदर नहीं है तो प्लीज मत करो अप्लाई. लेकिन अगर ये पांचों चीजें आपके अंदर है तो आप ये टेंशन भूल जाओ कि आप किस बैकग्राउंड से आ रहे हो, आप कहां से आ रहे हो. Doesn't matter. You'll do great.
Awesome. So I think, guys, we'll stop talking now. I think it's enough about us. Now let's give the stage to our alumni, the cohort 2 people who basically, joined us. They've come from varied backgrounds. Some have experience, some don't have experience. So let's send it to the first person. Our first person today who will be talking is Varun. Varun works at Google. He's a GTM lead over there, and he has 12 years of experience. So I'll just spotlight Varun for everybody. Varun, would you like to talk a little bit about your experience on the cohort?
Yeah. Absolutely, Athar. I think my experience would be like slightly different from probably Prameya's as well, because I was among the group that was working from a different time zone completely. Uh, so, but let me talk about, like, I actually wrote a post about it. So I'll use that post as a clutch to talk about, like, join this cohort if you really want to be a one-person operator, if you want to learn what product management truly is, if you want to like see and know if product management is what you really desire. Uh, like Shavan has talked about a lot of time, like it's the glamorous role and everybody's chasing it. But do you really want to do that? Is that what aligns with your skill set and what you want in life? Those are very important things to do. Uh, don't do this if like you're only looking for a framework to crack interviews. That's not the true value. You can probably go to a much lighter course and like get those frameworks, but the true value of this course is actually making you a better operator. You'll learn things that even if you don't become a product manager, would be helpful in so many different areas of life, whether like you act as a PM, whether you act as some other, like maybe data scientist, or even when you start your own venture. um, One thing that I would like to call out is, like, Shravan keeps saying these things as fun sessions. They are not fun, at least for me. They were like one of the most interesting sessions in the sense it made me feel how little I know about things other than I work on compared to Shravan. The wealth of information Shravan brings to it. And I don't know, like maybe I don't know how he finds time to write on LinkedIn, take this, take this course, and then like read 20 books a day. I am still trying to be like 1% of that, but like never, like if you find time, don't miss Shravan's fun sessions. Like they want to open up your mind to there is so much beyond just product management, and it's those are the truly enriching. That's like, it may look like a philosophy class, but those are things that are really actionable. So that's important in terms of time commitment. Like, to be honest, like Shravan mentioned it as a very start, if you don't put in hard work, someone else is going to put more hard work and they're going to just like be far ahead. That's the reality of life. It's not a school where teachers want to keep everyone together. It's the responsibility of each of the person who is involved to put in the amount of hard work. And the part of cohort I was like, there was one of our team members. She has two kids. One of them was like literally like less than a year old, and still everybody was trying to put in hard work. Take it from me, like anything less than 20 hours a week is not doing justice. There would be weeks where they'll be cyclical, like, you may not have enough time. Suddenly we are all working, you may have a big assignment and escalation, and that's where like someone else will step in. But then you owe it to the team that when someone else is not available, that you step in. And like Shravan mentioned and Atharv mentioned, each of the people on this cohort brings very different skill sets. So be very open-minded, try to learn from them. They may be way junior in terms of experience. They may be way senior in terms of experience. They may come from a completely different background, nothing to do with product management, but the kind of experience they'll bring in, it's only up to you as a sponge to absorb all that. And for that, you need to be open-minded. You need to have the growth mindset. So I'm going to pause. I know there are two other people after me, but like that's what like my advice to you.
Awesome, Varun. Thank you so much for sharing your insights. So, guys, Varun, as he mentioned, he joined us from the US. I think for foreign folks, it was even more effort to put in because all of our classes happen in the Indian time zone. But yeah, thank you so much, Varun, for sharing your opinions on this. And let's move to the next person.
I just want to say
Yeah.
congratulations to
Yeah.
Varun once again. He knows why.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Awesome. So let's move to our next person. Next person to be coming is Prashant. Prashant again is a product manager at Sandpiper, which is a B2B SaaS company. And yeah, Prashant, the floor is yours.
Hello, hi everyone. I hope you're having a good time, right? Because once you join, I don't know whether you will be able to say that or not, right? So basically, I think as Varun also mentioned, I think others have also mentioned that it's really tightly packed schedule, right? So I'll give you the pros and cons from my perspective, right? So I think when you join a group of people, right? So the value is more on more because of the like-mindedness of the people that you're working with, right? So ITs and ITs, we talk about top-tier colleges. It's not because of their names; it's because of the group of people where you would be working with, right? So it's that mindset that everybody is working well, everybody is trying to excel, and you will obviously be involved or taken in that flow, right? So you join this cohort so that the learning could be accelerated, right? The content is available on the internet. I'll tell you, before I joined this cohort, I went through Shavan's main videos, which he has anyway posted on LinkedIn. So you can go through that. You will get a lot of content. Then obviously, you can prepare mock interviews, but you're not here for that. You are here for the experience, right? How you solve case studies, right? In time crunch manner, how you work with people, right? And since you will have people from very different backgrounds, so obviously you'll get to know about perspective of those individuals, right? You might be working for 10 years, 12 years, somebody might be a fresher, but each and everybody brings in a lot of perspective when we talk about any group, right? So you join this cohort so that you have that accelerated jump start. What you'll achieve in 2 months over here, I think you might not be able to do that in the next 6 months, 7 months, because that time constraint will not be there. So just prepared, be prepared for that. Obviously, I mean, the code is really great. You'll get to know about a lot of things. You'll know about the basics. You'll know about how to apply, basically, or you will start learning about how to apply. I mean, you might not be able to grasp each and entire thing. Secondly, if you are married, right, just take the expectation clear with your wives that you will not be available for those 2 months, right, 1.5 month. I did that, but still, I can tell you from my own perspective that we do get in some disagreements over this entire course of duration. If you're committed, so do talk to your girlfriends. I have a couple of friends, right, who were committed during this time, and they were on the verge of breakup, right? So I can I can tell you that, but I think you will surely love the journey, what you will be going through these 7 weeks, and you will always have access to this community, right? It's not going to die, right? The first cohort is there, we are there, the third cohort would be there, the next cohort will be there, right? It's in everybody's part of the community. You can talk to anybody to whom you want, right? Everybody is accessible. Even Shavan is accessible. I mean, you can drop him a message and he'll call you, right? So, and again, not saying this because I joined the court. I'm saying this because he called me even before I joined the court, and I want to talk to him regarding some things, right? So, I think it's not just a Shravan, but each and everybody who's there in the court will be available for you to, uh, just to talk to and get feedback, get opinion, right? So, I think you should know both the pros and cons. So, if you're not committed, so I think you will not be able to get the full value of the score.
Awesome. Awesome.
Thanks, Prashant. Yeah. Again, Prashant guys was part of my cohort in my group in the last cohort, and another guy who is very high on initiative. He's pulled up his socks in a lot of situations where other people were not able to come, and other people also kind of filled in the gaps when he was not there. So overall, a very fun person to hang out, right? We can all chat with him after this as well, right? Great. Let's move to our next person, the most bubbly person of the cohort, according to me at least, which is Apramya. So Apramya, let me just bring you to the screen. Yeah, the floor is yours.
So hi guys, I'm Apramya, and I was a part of the second cohort, specifically Nashu Bhai's group. And so thank you, Shavan Bhaiya, for having me here to talk to all these people. And you guys have all heard about the not the things but shouldn't do, right? So I won't go over that again. I'll just probably, talk about my motive to join this cohort. So, as Prashant mentioned, you know, the empathy that Shavan Bhaiya showed, right? So even before joining the cohort, I actually wanted to talk to him, and he spent 45 minutes with me on a call to understand what I was looking for, and he was taking time and explaining that to me, which I felt, why would somebody on earth would do that for somebody who's just looking to join a course, right? I've not even committed to joining the course, right? So uh, I think that sparked the a liking towards this particular community, and also after the conversation, I knew that if I don't take away anything from here, I would just like to take away his way of life, right? So what he does, how he behaves as a person, and how he is as a person. So I think that was mostly my motivation to join this course. And Again, I won't go over the structure and everything. Everything's been taken care of. And yeah, so probably I think I'll just talk about the applications that you guys have must have put in. So if you've done it with a lot of authenticity in your responses, like if you've put in like your actual reasons why you want to become a PM and not just for the sake of it being very lucrative in nature, I think you'll be selected. And this is a very difficult program. It is not going to be easy. You need to spend. I wouldn't say that you need to spend like 15, 20 hours. You need to spend more than that. So 15, 20 hours is very, very minimal. So uh, try to not time box yourself. And I think if you have the right intent, people over here are damn helpful. Like everybody, right? Not just Shavan Bhaiya, not just Athar, everybody. So uh, I think for you guys to experience what I'm trying to say here, I think that would be really fruitful for everybody, right? So I just wish all the best to everyone who applied, and I hope I'll see you in the next cohort. Thank you, Athar.
Awesome, Apramya. Shavan, would you like to say something?
Yeah, I think one thing that I want to tell of all of these people is it's very overwhelming for a lot of people. आपको पता है कई बार क्या होता है, आप कभी सोचो आप सब लोग अभी कॉल में बैठे हो और इन सबको आप सबके सामने बात करनी है. आप सच सोचो कि उनके दिल में कितना इंटेंट होगा, कितनी ऑनेस्टी होगी, राइट? व्हाट आई एम ट्राइंग टू पुट अक्रॉस हियर इज, प्लीज इसको मत सोचो ऐसा कि इट्स जस्ट अ प्रोडक्ट मैनेजमेंट प्रोग्राम. मैं कोशिश वो नहीं कर रहा हूँ. दैट्स नॉट वेयर आई वांट टू स्पेंड टाइम. I want to spend time कि क्या सच में after 7 weeks you really become better people in life. And even if I can ignite that spark, I think I've done a good job. And if you become, and better people का क्या मतलब होता है? Better people का ये मतलब नहीं होता कि you try to act kind, you become kind. इसका ये मतलब नहीं होता कि you show gratitude, you actually have gratitude in your heart and you become that person who fosters, who believes investing in learning is the right thing, who believes that commitment and honesty and gratitude and full commitment in life is the best thing in life. And that is where the value will change. That is where your goals will change. That is where when you'll become a person who people will look up to. Every person in life desires not only more than material wealth. एक वो पहला एंकर पॉइंट होता है, बट उससे बड़ा एंकर पॉइंट ये होता है कि यार डू यू बिकम समवन हु पीपल कैन एडमायर. एंड देयर इज अ डिफरेंस बिटवीन रिस्पेक्ट एंड एडमिरेशन. यू रिस्पेक्ट एवरीवन, you don't admire everyone. And if you really want to become who people admire in life, right, then you have to start putting effort. And this is a journey which is going to last for years and years. But if you start from here and you take this commitment in your heart, you will become a different person. यार. और यही मेरी एजेंडा है, यही पूरा गोल है ये करने का. नहीं तो कोई पॉइंट नहीं है ऐसे करने का. If I cannot change you into people who can become resilient in life, then there is no point. Content बहुत है, मेरे YouTube चैनल पे जाओ, देख लो भाई, कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता. आपको ₹1 नहीं देना पड़ेगा. लेकिन अगर आप इस एक्सपीरियंस के लिए आ रहे हो, so don't think of it as a cohort or a course. It is an experience. It's built like that. It's done like that. Awesome.
Great. So let's move to the next person. Now we have Garima coming in. So I will just, another very bubbly character who, we met through the cohort.
I think other Mohan wants to say something beforehand. Mohan, do you want to say something?
Yeah.
Hello?
So sorry भैया, मैं actually react करने जा रहा था and I just so sorry.
Not a problem.
कोई बात नहीं. So let's spotlight Garima. So Garima, on to you.
Hello everyone. I hope you all are doing well and looking forward to the upcoming cohort. So I wanted to share a bit about my journey with you. So coming from an HR background, I had no prior experience in tech or product management, and initially I felt pretty lost and like I was no clue about the product management field as well. So however, Shavan guided me, and his guidance made all the differences for me. And the 7-week program was incredibly inspiring for me. I am a part from the second cohort, and I just want to thank to the amazing mentors and the mentorship and my supportive fellows as well, with whom I worked. And what actually what truly stood out to me was the immense support I received, not just before and during the cohort, but even after it ended, till now, and it will go on. So the community here is amazing, always ready to help in everything. And in last, I just want to give one more piece of advice. which is like I have for you all. So make sure to put in the efforts and dedicate time to this program. If you do that, everything else will fall into your place. Thank you so much, everyone. Nice to meet
Aw-
all of you. Yeah.
Awesome, Tarma. Yeah. Sorry, awesome, Garima. I'm really sorry. Awesome, Garima.
Okay.
Yes. Now, let's move to the next person. So another person joining us from the US. So I hope it's not too late or too early over there. Calling on Tanima. So Tanima, the floor is yours. Yes.
Thank you. Thank you, Athar. Sorry, guys, I was running between meetings and yeah, so thank you. And first of all, I want to congratulate you guys have made some right decisions, are going to make some right decisions in life if you are going to join this cohort. And I'll keep it crisp. So let's talk about my background. I'm coming from a very non-traditional background. I was working in a bank in India, thought of joining in a master's program in US, came here, done information system masters from University of Washington. So in 2022, precisely, I got to know about the field of product management. And we had a very strong alumni network. So most of our alumni were placed in man companies, and I managed to maintain good relationship with them. So I had these conversations and I got to know about this field. I was asking them how I can learn about more about these things. And there is voluminous of information all around. And there are so many certifications they told about. Then there is this product school certification that has like a lot high price, super high price, and all of different things. And I was searching, I was going through LinkedIn, I was reaching out to people, I was having those one-on-one, but I was stuck in that ambiguous situation that how actually I can, okay, everybody talks about product management, but what I felt like everybody talks about on surface. They speak in jargons, and you guys can never understand the true product management if somebody is teaching you frameworks, if somebody is teaching you how you can crack that particular interview. They themselves don't know about product management. So product management, as our beloved Shavan says, is problem solving. It's simply problem solving. If you are in any particular field, most of my, the people I have seen, my questions were always like that. I do not have prior experience. How will I, be into this field? Then I got to like, when I realized that, okay, the work I was doing, actually I was creating an impact, and that was the impact that I was creating, that was the problem that I was solving. So when you start relating your experience with what actually you were doing, what impact you were creating, you get to understand that you were in that field, and you can use that experience, take that forward, and make stories out of it. Now talking about this particular cohort, what is different in it? I'm very lucky that I found Shavan through LinkedIn, definitely. And then some cohort one member told me about this particular WhatsApp group and everything. I was totally new. But the best thing about this cohort is it's not necessary that how much you know about product management. It's not only about product management. First of all, it's about you. It's about you as a human being. It's about your mindset. It's about creating that operator mindset. How, whichever field you are, whichever work you are doing, you will know that your confidence has risen. The interviews that you were giving prior to attending this cohort, and the interviews then after attending this cohort, there will be like, I could say not 100%, at least 80% difference. There is improvement in it. You will have the confidence to speak up that, yes, I have done this, and that was my experience, and this is what was the problem, how I validated it, and how I solved it, and what was the result. That is the whole story that you have to create. And that understanding you get only after knowing actually what product management is, and that is being taught by Shravan. It's the way this cohort is planned, giving us that hands-on experience, is the way to learn it. So the best thing, if I have to give you one point, join it if you are committed. Join it if you want to actually make that improvement. You know that you are okay to have those sleepless nights. You are okay to put in extra 20 hours per week. You are okay to work collaboratively with team members. You are okay to ask questions. If you shy away, If you don't put in your effort, don't expect that somebody will hold your hand and grab you and, do everything for you. He is not a jadugar. So just trust that he gives you very right track. You have to do that on your own. Okay, so that's it from me. I was fast, sorry.
That is, I got another name today, Jadugar.
Yeah,
Yes,
all the best,
awesome.
guys. Please join this cohort. I would just say he's the best. He's the best.
Thank you, Tanuma. So, fun fact about Tanuma and Shavan. So, both of them are from Jammu, right?
Yes.
So, yes.
Yes.
So they.
Another fun fact: our fathers work together in the same bank.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
And the
Good
main
stuff.
fun fact is all of this I got to know after joining cohort. I never knew Shravan before that.
Yeah, that's
So,
true.
yeah.
That's true. That's true. Yes.
Awesome. Thank you, Tanuma. So let's move to the last person of among the members, which is Sanju Bhai. We like to call him Sanju Bhai, just out of love. And he is somebody who is very close to all of our hearts. I'm sure a lot of you will agree, right? So Sanju Bhai, the stage is yours.
थैंक यू अथर्व. तो आज तो अच्छा दिख रहा ना, सात्विक अच्छा नहीं दिख रहा था, बट आज तो अच्छा दिख रहा. चलो. Yeah. So first of all, one thing why I joined this cohort, let me give you a back like story about it. So I had joined a class before joining this cohort, and it was also a live class, but I did not enjoy it. Okay. Then I got to know about this cohort from the cohort one. Like I was to be a part of cohort one, but I could not crack it. I was not lucky or something. I could not get through that process of that application. But the cohort 2 was lucky enough for me. But then the cohort was in the month of March, and I was pretty much tense. Should I do it or not? Because month of March is my wedding anniversary. As Prashant mentioned, to be married and to joining the 7 weeks of cohort was very much intense. So I was just a bit worried. So you won't believe he called me. He called me and asked me what had happened. So I told him about this, like I'm married and I'm like, करूँ या नहीं करूँ. तो उन्होंने ना मुझे सिर्फ एक चीज बोला कि आपको करना है करो और टेंशन मत लो, कुछ भी मैं है इधर. And he really apologized to my wife saying that कि ये 7 वीक आप संजू को सिर्फ मेरे पास देना, बाकी के टाइम तो आपके साथ ही है ना, सिर्फ ये 7 वीक you have to give him and you have to be like okay with him. That was one of the point that I thought of, like really I need to join this cohort. And I know like what, and he know like what changes has been happened in the 7 weeks. So coming back from an IT field, like I have overall 10 years of experience. I have been talking to everyone, and the effort that each and every person who have put in this cohort, like being from a person who is a fresher, who is like, he told like 50 years, right? Everyone used to listen to him and also to others, right? It is not only him, it is also to others. Sab log ek dusre ko sunte the, and everyone come with a point and they talk up. It was really a great 7 weeks that we had, and it really changed my life, to be specific. The way of thinking, it changed. And a lot of things had happened, but I don't want to talk about thing. और सच्ची में इंटेंसिव है, मतलब इंटेंसिव है. 7 वीक आपको कंप्लीटली श्रवण के पास देना है. तो 28 मार्च को was my wedding anniversary, and that was the 6th week, and it was an intensive week. When I was having the dinner, even my people were doing the case study, and I used to pitch in the call, then come back, then go to the call. That is how intensive it is, and that's what you learn in this cohort. And really you would learn a lot. Go ahead. First आपने एप्लीकेशन भरा है, अभी एप्लीकेशन सिलेक्ट होगा, फिर उसके बाद आपको पता चलेगा जादू क्या होता है. That's it. Thank you अथर्व, थैंक यू श्रवण फॉर गिविंग दिस अपॉर्चुनिटी.
मैं एक बात सबको बोलना चाहता हूँ यार, आपके जीवन में एक बहुत डर होता है कि when do I get the next job, how do I get the next job, और वो फियर आपको बहुत तंग करता है. एटलीस्ट एक चीज जरूर होगी, और मैं आपको, अगर आप इतने कमिटेड हो जाओगे कि anchor point of getting the right job will not be a fear for you in your life anymore. You will believe in yourself that no, whatever goal I desire, it's just time and effort that I put across, and sooner or later, if not in 1 month, in 2 months, I am going to reach that. And वो confidence special है यार, वो confidence बहुत बहुत special है, वो नहीं होता लोगों में यार. That is what I've seen. I've spoken to 25,000 students in the last 3 years personally, one-on-one, right? 25,000 students से बात किया हूँ, और रोज करता हूँ 20-30 बच्चों से बात करता हूँ. These people also know that, right? All I'm trying to put across is that one thing that I've noted, the one thing that will really make you different in life is your attitude towards things. If your attitude is right, Next, skills and content are add-ons on top of it. I just wanted to say that. Yes.
Awesome. Thank you, Sanju bhai. Another
Thank you.
gem of a person, right? So thank you so much for coming. So guys, now we will move to, due to interest of time, we'll just move to the mentors really quickly. So we have also brought on 4 mentors who are going to be the mentors of the next cohort, right? So we will start with another rock star from our group, Mr. Arjun Hariharan, right? Who was the person who had actually let him tell it himself, right? So Arjun, I've spotlighted you. The stage is yours.
I'm audible, right? Clearly.
Yes, you're audible.
Hello, all. It's so nice to see so many people here together at 9:30 p.m. So, hi guys, I'm Arjun, and I'm really proud to be the mentor here, and looking forward to meet everyone who is going to join in. And like Athar mentioned, I was recruited by one of the guest speakers who had come onto the cohort. The company name is Freight Tiger, and it works on B2B SaaS for logistics. And the VP of products from there had come for a guest session, and later on, it was an inbound, and he approached me for my profile and portfolio and all of it. And just to give a gist about how the rest of the process went, because I think it was one of the most surreal experience for me. Like many people have mentioned about the difficult part, I think once you step into it, right, and once you start seeing results, anything which is difficult also turns to be very gratifying. And I think I've got really good quality friends over here कि मैं अथर्व को भी कभी भी call कर सकता हूँ for any doubts, personal, professional, everything. And other people, AJ, Sanju bhai, who all came on, everyone really helped. We were on calls for 6 hours, and we didn't even feel anything. We were awake till 3 a.m. talking about how to get this done, how to solve problems. And we didn't even feel much about it because it was so gratifying in the end. And product management is something where you have to wrap your thoughts in both lateral and as well as a vertical ways of thinking. And I think working in a group really pushed us to explore all our boundaries, dealing with people, making sure you manage all your stakeholders, like it's so it said, and also put your points through, um, helping you understand how different people function, how to talk in their language. I think that is all is product management. And what interviews actually check is only that what I experienced in my interviews were exactly that, how far you can go, how persistent are you, what is the resistance to bad stuff that you have, and how well you can go ahead with structuring your thoughts. And believe me, all interviews were hard, but in the end I'll always say that it was a great experience. And that is what would get me through. And luckily I got like I read few messages about it being a very difficult market to get into product roles. But I think the efforts and the kind of directions that were led to eventually put me in a position where I could get into an APM role. And to just to give you a context, I come from a service company, so there wasn't any background of a product too. So I think I can mention that pretty proudly right now.
Arjun, do you remember the first conversation that we had? So Arjun had pinged me on LinkedIn और ये भूल गया था अप्लाई करना. मैं इसको अलग से पिंग किया इस बंदे को कि भाई कर ले भाई, यहाँ पे खत्म हो जाएंगी सीट्स. So please do it. And then he applied. But I'm glad, yeah. I'm so happy for you. I think you are a great leader. I'm super proud of you. God bless you. ठीक है? चलो.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thanks, Arjun. Yeah. So, guys, we will have a mentor session separately, like where you can kind of get to talk to the mentors. You can talk to them asynchronously. They're available. We will be active on the group, so you can have a chat with them. Right. Next person, another rock star who is wearing our T-shirt which we gave him in Goa, Mr. Raghav Mehta. Let's call Raghav. 1 second.
Hey, hi guys. Thanks for joining in here and staying till so late. So I'll start off with my quick intro. I am working as a API product manager at a supply chain solutions startup. It's a mid-sized startup. And primarily I come from a customer success and support background, and I transitioned internally in the product management space. The fun fact about me joining this cohort was that even most of you will not believe that my product leader, who is my reporting manager, he came to me and said that this is a group on WhatsApp, you should join it. And I joined it when the cohort 1 began. I didn't like find it at that moment to kind of join cohort 1, but again later on he insisted that you should try out the cohort 2, and I filled out the application form without knowing the presence of this cohort about Shavan. Later on, when I filled out the form and I kind of went and checked the videos on YouTube, I kind of understood what is the cohort about, how Shravan is as instructor, and all of that stuff. So now speaking about the experience, it was experience not only related to learning product management principles, it was primarily related to how to become a good operator, how to have that operator mindset, as most of the people have spoken about. uh, there were hardships, there were nights where we used to sit for maybe 2 or 3 a.m. Our group had couple of people who were joining from Australia, and the time zone is maybe 6 hours away from IST time zone, and it was very difficult to maybe manage working together with people of different age, different demographies, and joining from different time zones altogether. But it was fun at all. Like, you come back to your home after office and you dedicatedly sit for hours and you just look at the clock and it's already past midnight. So that was the kind of time which I still miss, those nights where we used to work on case studies. We used to stay on Friday where people are partying out and we are sitting together, contradicting each other, debating with each other, and trying to find solutions. And the next day, it's the case study submission, and we used to work uh, like as Shravan says that the value per node, the effort per node goes when you have a time bound effort. So we used to work 5 days, and the last 3 and 4 days, it's like you cannot even manage to have dinner. You are having dinner on your study table and you are working with your group. So it was experience which I would love to have it again. But though I am acting as a mentor, I would do it with the people, you guys who will be joining this. At last, we used to we got a chance to meet each other at Goa, and it was something where you actually found people which are invaluable and which are long lasting for your life. So you genuinely find people who you become good friends with, irrespective of age, domain, background, geography, anything. So what I would suggest you guys is it's not only about getting a job, it's about becoming a better thinker day by day. It's a journey of 7 weeks. You will become better thinker and you will continue to hold that zeal with you even after the cohort ends. And as Shravan says always, you need to become a better human altogether, not just a better operator. So yeah, over from it. Thank you.
Awesome, Raghav. Thank you so much for this entire thing. And yeah, Raghav is guys was one of the again rock stars of the last cohort. He has transitioned from customer success as you mentioned, and I think a lot to learn from Raghav as well, right? So we have two more people who will be talking, and then we will open the forum for questions where people can basically raise their hands, and we will be taking questions one by one. Okay. So next is a senior PM, somebody who was part of the first cohort and he was a mentor in the second cohort, one of our favorite, Ashu Bhai. So Ashu, please, the floor is yours.
Thanks a lot, Bhai. Thanks a lot for this humble introduction. So first of all, my sincere gratitude to all of you, all those people who have joined and who have joined in a weekday. So I'm Ashu Mishra, currently working as a senior product manager at Medica Bazaar, which is a health tech firm. So my journey with this cohort started back in October 23 when I was working in Elastic Run, which is a unicorn, as a SPM only. तो मैं वहाँ पे एज ए एसपीएम था, रोल भी था, बट वो मजा नहीं आता था करने में वो काम. That's when I stumbled upon Shravan's video, and I specifically remember that video जहाँ पे श्रवण भैया ने explain किया था क्यों स्विगी में वो मैप दिखाता है और क्यों जेप्टो में वो टाइम आता है. तो the concept that he explained was so mesmerizing. मैं उनको उसी टाइम फैन हो गया. And then I started pestering him कि भैया कोहर्ट कब शुरू कर रहे हो, कोहर्ट कब शुरू कर रहे हो. तो उन्होंने एक दिन इसको लिया लाइन पे और 1 घंटे बात करी. कहते कोहर्ट करना क्यों है, तुझे सीखना क्यों है. तो मैंने कहा कि मतलब भाई वो सुपरफिशियल लर्निंग थी. मैंने कहा भैया प्रमोशन चाहिए, जॉब चाहिए. तो उस टाइम भैया ने एक बात बोली जो आप लोगों को आज भी बोली है कि द पर्पस ऑफ एजुकेशन इज ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन. 5 months down the line, आज मई में हम बैठे हैं. Now, thanks to भैया and thanks to this community, I know what that transformation is. Maybe that 1% or 2% transformation, but yes, I know. तो basically क्या होता है कि once we grow in life, we become saturated. हम सोचना बंद कर देते हैं. यथार्थ जिसको बोलते हैं, जो सामने दिख रहा है, हम उसी को सोचते हैं, ज्यादा उसके अंदर सोचते नहीं. जो जैसा है ठीक है. And that's when the cohorts, case studies and those lectures come into place. कि जब हम केस स्टडीज ले रहे हैं, एम्बिगुअस प्रॉम्प्ट, फॉर एग्जांपल हमारे पास एक प्रॉम्प्ट थी, डिजाइन ऊपर फॉर मेक्सिको, राइट. देन वी हैव द प्रॉम्प्ट स्टेटमेंट्स रिगार्डिंग पीसीओएस एंड पीसीओडी. तो जब वहां पे जाकर डिस्कवर करते हैं ना, तब हम क्यूरियस बनते हैं कि ये अच्छा ऐसा भी होता है, ऐसा भी होता है, ऐसा भी होता है. एंड जब आप क्यूरियस बनते हो, तब आपको नॉलेज भी आना शुरू हो जाती है. एंड एक डिसिप्लिन जब तरीका हो जाता है, नॉलेज आने लग जाती है, डिसिप्लिन आने लग जाता है, देन यू ट्रांसफॉर्म एक्चुअली. So my sincere request to all of you, whether you become part of cohort or not, whether you are working or student, whether you are married or not married, but you should never stop learning. You should never stop being curious, and you should never stop asking the why. With that, thank you, thanks a lot, and all the best for all the applicants.
Thank you, Ashu. Yeah, so Ashu, fun fact, Ashu was a mentor in the second cohort as well. He'll be coming in the third cohort as well, and he was one of the
one more fun fact about Ashu. His posts are so amazing. मैं इसकी पोस्ट को फॉलो करने लग गया हूँ आजकल, सच बता रहा हूँ. इतनी बढ़िया केस स्टडी डालता है ना, ये मैं बोलता हूँ ये तो मैंने भी नहीं पढ़ाई. या
थैंक यू भैया.
Insane. Very cool, very cool. Yes.
ठीक है. Thanks, Ashu. Let's move to our last person for the day. A person from cohort 2, Sobia. Let me just spotlight you. Yes. Hey, Sobia. Yeah, the floor is yours.
Yeah. Hello, everyone. Thank you, Atul, for giving me this opportunity. So yeah, hi guys. I hope you all are having lots of fun. You would have heard all the stories from everyone. I'll just come to straight to the point. I'll keep it very crisp. Just go for it. It'll be the best decisions of one of the best decisions of your life. It was mine at least. Yeah, I'll tell you my story. 3 months ago, I was exactly where all of you are. I was a person with full of doubts and hoga ki nahi, kya hoga, kaise hoga, all of this. But yeah, I am here today. I'm telling you with much confidence that yes, I have changed a lot as a person. My thinking has changed, as everyone and Athav and Bhaiya also mentioned. It's more about being a better person, better operator. Once you become a better person, better thinker, you will be able to be good at any work that you want to do. That is the main thing that you will learn here. And yes, intent is important, but results will only be shown with intent and action. You'll have to show up every day. You'll have to show up for yourself. You'll have to keep in the hard work every single day, and that will come with this community. This community's energy is so contagious, guys. I'm telling you, and I can vouch on this. You will feel like it will come from inside you ki हाँ मेरे को करना है हर दिन. I should do it. I should work hard. And once you see the hard work of that everybody is putting in, then you will put it in by yourself, and with intent and action, the results will always be good. So yeah, all the best for all of you, and looking forward to connect with everyone and make better connections.
Thank you, Sobia. I think Sobia was the last person who was going to come. Now the most awaited time of the night, which is Q&A. So now we are in the Q&A stage. So guys, I want everybody to raise their hands. Whoever wants to ask questions over here. The questions could be anything regarding the cohort. They could be about Shavan, why he started doing this, anything which was probably not covered today. So anybody can start. Yeah. So we'll start with Tanish. Tanish, why don't you unmute yourself and ask a question? Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Am I audible?
Yes.
Okay. Right. I'm very interested for the cohort. So my question is that currently I am in my 3rd year. So is it the right time to join the cohort for me?
Anybody would want to answer this? I don't want to answer this. Can somebody take this question? Yes.
Yeah. So I'll take this question. So Tanish, I don't think there is any right time or wrong time to join the cohort, honestly speaking, because the cohort is more about thinking rather than actually, actual skill sets and tools and all of that. So if you think that, you can handle the depth of the cohort, because a good precursor to this would be Shavan's videos, all the stuff that people keep posting on LinkedIn. If you think that, you're understanding all of those concepts, and you want to go deeper, and if you think that all of these things excite you, then this is the right time to go for the cohort. However, another thing which you'll have to look at is the intent and all of that, right? Because it will be very time consuming. So if you think that you can give the time to the cohort, you can give 15-20 hours, maybe sometimes more than that. You can you can help people who are basically looking out for help on various things. I think if you can do all of those things, then now is the right time for you. But I think that is a decision that you would have to probably think about and make for yourself, right? I think, Shavan, is there anything else that you would like to add?
Yeah, only thing I want to tell you is, for all of you guys who essentially are there, the right time is that when you really want to upskill in a mindset perspective. If you really want to grow, because even if you're like, मैं जब fourth year में था, how did I prepare for Flipkart? Right? It was because I started preparing from a lens that what do people ask? How do they ask? How do they understand things? How do they ask questions and things like that? And if you really want to do that, right? And if you really want to make your profile in such a way that it stands out, then there is no, I think I have received, by the way, just for you guys to know, there is an application from a 12th grader. Uske papa ne application bhari hai, and that application I have received. Right? कि मेरा बच्चा 12th grade में है, वो entrepreneur बनना चाहता है, तो I have been teaching because his father is a director of program management. He said that I want my son to become a product manager, and I think it's the best place, and I want to kind of put across. तो time का कोई issue नहीं है bro. Time से ये whether you are, मैंने वही बोला ना कि again it's for everyone, because the cohort is focused a lot on metacognition, how you think. That is which it's focused on. It is not for, क्योंकि content अगर चाहिए, मैं again फिर repeat कर रहा हूँ. If your goal is to learn tools and wireframing and skills like that, मेरा YouTube channel बहुत है यार, वहां पे जाके सीख लो. अगर यहाँ पे आना है, अपने आप को transform करना है, then it is the right time for every damn person, as long as you are willing to put the intent. Awesome.
Yes. Let's move to Ankita then. Ankita, can you unmute yourself and ask your question? We can't hear you. Yeah, I think you're on mute. We can see you, but we can't hear you.
We can't hear you. Chalo, anyways, Ankita, you figure that out. हम हंसपाल पे आते हैं. हंसपाल, yes.
Yeah. Hanspal, go ahead. Yeah.
Yes, Shavan. Shavan, I thank you for such a wonderful session. I was just I just landed you with over the LinkedIn with some examples. I was following you for a long time.
Sure.
And I'm just filling up the form. I'm very blunt to you that I'm right now, you're filling up the form right now and just putting some small intro of myself.
Sure.
I just want to know that how I'm a BS, I'm a senior BA, okay?
Sure.
And how this program can help me to, because I learned, I love communicating with people, right? I love communicating with all the stakeholders. I want to be at the front, on the fire front always, okay?
Sure.
So now I just want to know that how this program, I already got the fear, the review, मुझे सब पता चला कि यहाँ पे क्या हो रहा है, but still कि मैं अपने 2 महीने आपको दे रहा हूँ, right? तो वो 2 महीने बाद मेरा क्या होगा, मैं आगे कहाँ जा सकता
हूँ? Sure, हंसपाल.
Because वो 2 महीने मेरे लिए बहुत कीमती है. मेरी फैमिली है, I'm a married person.
बिल्कुल.
Family, and I'm giving my heart and money to you, right?
Absolutely.
And वो बहुत difficult है खाना, because you are being a serviceman in today, right? तो मेरे को वो जानना है कि मैं कहाँ पे खड़ा हो सकता हूँ आने वाले टाइम में.
So हंसपाल, देखो 2-3 चीजें. अगर आप एक सीनियर पीओ हो, आपकी लाइफ का एस्पिरेशन ये है कि आपको 2-3 एस्पिरेशन होनी चाहिए जो आपको समझनी चाहिए. मैं आपको ये फ्रॉम ए कोहर्ट पर्सपेक्टिव नहीं बता रहा, इन जनरल बता रहा हूँ. कोहर्ट तो बात की बात है, आप करते हो ज्वाइन या नहीं करते हो, वो सेकंड क्वेश्चन है. पहला क्वेश्चन ये है कि आपका एस्पिरेशन क्या होना चाहिए. द सिंपल एस्पिरेशन शुड बी दैट मैं सीनियर पीओ हूं, मैं उनके साथ काम करूं जो मुझे इतना अच्छा ऑपरेटर बना सके कि अपनी लाइफ में मैं कहीं भी डिजायर करता हूं. लाइक इफ आई डिजायर टू वर्क इन गूगल टुमारो, एम आई गुड इनफ? एंड दोस पीपल जनरली लुक एट योर डेप्थ ऑफ थॉट. कि आपको कोई भी कॉन्सेप्ट में सिखा रहा हूं, जैसे आज मैं आपको बोलूं प्रोडक्ट थिंकिंग, तो आप क्या मुझे डीपली समझा सकते हो कि यार कि मैं कितना डीप सोच सकता हूं इस प्रॉब्लम के बारे में और कितने अच्छे से असेस कर सकता हूं उस प्रोडक्ट को. तो ये कोहॉर्ट आपको 3-4 चीजें बहुत अच्छी सिखाएगा. पहला, हाउ डू यू डू ग्रेट टीम मैनेजमेंट. दैट्स अ ग्रेट थिंग दैट यू विल लर्न. Second, it will tell you that why empathy and great leaders, they act a certain way. That's the second thing. Third, it will make you a great storyteller. That's the third thing. And the fourth thing is you will become insanely good at conversations where you have to get the work done from a team of different type of people. Right? ये चारों चीजें आपके पास होंगी. और पांचवी चीज क्या होगी? पांचवी चीज होगी, देखो सर, जीवन में अच्छे ऑपरेटर जो होते हैं ना, आपको एक लास्ट में, आप सबके लिए ये बात है, आप करो या ना करो, उससे सेकंड क्वेश्चन है. अच्छे लीडर्स आपके कॉन्डक्ट को जज करते हैं. एक पॉइंट के बाद आपके स्किल्स आपके लिए मैटर नहीं करते. योर स्किल्स आर नॉट समथिंग दैट पीपल रियली एंकर ऑन. दे एंकर ऑन how do you conduct yourself in a setting of n different people, and you can motivate those people to do something great. And a product manager का core value क्या होता है? The product manager's value is not about what he brings to the or she brings to the table. A product manager's core value is when the entire team, what it brings to the table and what it changes for the world, what it changes for the end user. तो इस 2 महीने के बाद आपके सोचने का तरीका बदल गया होगा. You will start thinking about how do I have better conversations, how do I negotiate better, how do I essentially have conversation, how do I become more empathetic, how do I become more resilient. Resilient का ये मतलब होता है जैसे negative feedback सुनना किसी को अच्छा नहीं लगता यार.
Right. मेरा रोज का काम है ये लेना, इसलिए I can see what you are telling.
Yes. तो आपको ये समझ में आएगा कि आपका जो एंकर पॉइंट है ना, देखो आपको मैं एक छोटी सी चीज फॉर एवरीवन टू नो, देयर इज द जर्नी ऑफ अ सेल्फ. सबसे पहले होता है देयर इज नो सेल्फ. नो सेल्फ का क्या मतलब होता है? जब आपके एनीबॉडी कैन वॉक ओवर यू, यू डोंट हैव एनीथिंग टू शो. देन कम्स सेल्फ वर्थ. सेल्फ वर्थ क्या होती है? कि आपको लगता है मैंने कुछ जीवन में अचीव किया है तो इसीलिए मैं अच्छा बंदा हूं. जनरली सेल्फ वर्थ प्राइड में चेंज हो जाता है. प्राइड में चेंज हो जाता है और टाइम पे आपका डाउनफॉल होना शुरू हो जाता है कि भाई and then you talk badly to people, then you don't give value to other people. अगर आप प्राइड के उस स्टेज से निकल गए और आप ये समझने लगे ना, इट्स द सिस्टम दैट्स हेल्पिंग मी अक्रॉस, यू विल बिकम द पर्सन दैट पीपल एडमायर. तो ये कोहॉर्ट आपके माइंडसेट, आपकी अप्रोच ऑफ टीचिंग, आपके अप्रोच ऑफ कंडक्शन, आपकी डिजायर ऑफ मूविंग, इट विल मेक यू वे मोर कमिटेड. यार कि मेरे को पता है कि मेरा रूट कॉज ऑफ नॉट गोइंग टू द कंपनी दैट आई डिजायर is not because of my skills, it's because of my intent. और अगर आपका इंटेंट बहुत हाई चला गया ना और आप बोलोगे भाई मैं फाइट मारना चाहता हूँ, मेरा लोकस ऑफ आइडेंटिटी इंटरनल है, तो भाई जीवन में ऐसा कभी हो ही नहीं सकता हंसपाल कि आप सोचोगे ये आउटकम क्या 1 महीने में आएगी, जरूरी नहीं है, या आपको सोचना पड़ेगा. लेकिन वो अगर आपके अंदर वो रेजिलियंस रही ना कि मैं इसी एटीट्यूड से सीखना चाहता हूँ, तो वो आउटकम आएगा ही आएगा. ये मैं 100% इंश्योर कर सकता हूँ. और इसीलिए देयर आर पीपल हु हैव क्रैक्ड रोल, जो कहीं ना, जैसे आशु का ही एग्जांपल ले लो, इलास्टिक रन में था, इलास्टिक रन से नहीं सीखा, मेडिका बाजार में गया, डबल किया अपना सीटीसी. देयर आर सो मेनी पीपल. एक पहले कोहॉर्ट में सुप्रतीक था, केम फ्रॉम अ वेरी डिफरेंट बैकग्राउंड, डबल्ड हिज सीटीसी, जॉइंड एज अ प्रोडक्ट मैनेजर एट पाइन लैब्स, राइट? डायरेक्ट जंप मारा वहां पे. तो मैं आउटकम्स के पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से नहीं बोल रहा, क्योंकि मैंने आउटकम्स पे तो कभी एंकर ही नहीं किया. मैंने एंकर किया अपने कर्मों पे, कि आप अपने कर्म ठीक करो. इफ योर एक्शंस बिकम ग्रेट, आउटकम्स आर अ बाय प्रोडक्ट. It will come today, tomorrow. मैं भी यार जम्मू से एक पला बड़ा बच्चा हूँ. मैं आप बच्चों, जब all of you are my students, whether you are more aged than me or less aged than me, doesn't matter, right?
Exactly.
मेरे लिए ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट है जब मैं आपसे कोई चीज लेके जा रहा हूँ, तो अच्छा प्रोडक्ट मैनेजर तो वही होता है ना जो परसीव्ड वैल्यू से ज्यादा ट्रू वैल्यू दे.
Exactly.
That is what I want to. This cohort is that is why I consistently focus. ये cohort एक प्रोडक्ट मैनेजमेंट cohort नहीं है. दुनिया भर में प्रोडक्ट मैनेजमेंट, ये cohort हाउ टू थिंक कोहॉर्ट है. और हाउ टू थिंक का मतलब होता है जब विद्या आप हमेशा अपनी क्षमता के अनुसार ग्रहण करते हो अंशपाल, और वो विद्या जब विद्या आपको अंदर से चेंज करती है. जो नॉलेज यहाँ होती है ना, वो आपको चेंज नहीं करती. जो नॉलेज दिल में होती है ना, वो आपको चेंज करती है. वो आपको चेंज करती है, वो आपको इंसान अच्छा बनाती है, वो आपको ऐसा इंसान बनाती है कि आई विल नेवर गो डाउन, आई विल नॉट लूज हार्ट, एंड आई विल क्रैक no matter what I want to do. And that is the attitude जो स्पेशल है, जो आपको, जो any amount of money cannot bring in you. Any amount of money can bring in. यही बताना चाहता हूँ.
Right. Thank you, Shavan. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Awesome. Let's talk to Mona.
No, Shavan, I want to ask you one question. So I saw this coming a lot in the chat, so I'll take questions after this. How are you shortlisting people? Like, can you talk a little bit about the shortlisting criteria?
Yes. I'll do that. देखो यार, one of the things that I want all of you guys to know is that a person's intent and quality and the kind of person that is shown in the smallest of actions. Like, अगर आप एक रेस्टोरेंट में जा रहे हो और आप एक वेटर से तमीज से बात नहीं कर रहे ना, तो आप किसी से नहीं करोगे, क्योंकि उधर आपका कोई इंसेंटिव नहीं है. आपकी एप्लीकेशन में आप कितनी ऑथेंटिसिटी से अपनी जर्नी बता रहे हो कि यार दिस इज माय प्रॉब्लम, देन ओनली आई कैन अंडरस्टैंड कि आपका दर्द कितना डीप है, हाउ डीप इज योर पेन, and then only I will be able to put across to you ki ha yaar this makes sense. So you just have, these are behavioral questions, you just have to be honest and authentic. अगर आप GPT से आंसर्स लिखते हो मेरे को पता चल जाएगा, अगर आप फ्लावरी आंसर्स लिखते हो मेरे को पता चल जाएगा. The reason that I am trying to put across is because मैंने खुद अपने जीवन में इतनी एप्लीकेशंस देखी हैं. I have personally hired like 500 odd people in the last 10 years. Personally hired. तो मेरे को ये सेंस पता है कि कोई इंसान अपनी शिद्दत से लिख रहा है, कौन नहीं लिख रहा है. अगर किसी ने अपने इंटेंट से लिखा तब शॉर्टलिस्ट होगा. और इंटेंट का क्या मतलब है? बी ऑनेस्ट, कि राइट अ गुड इंट्रो अबाउट योरसेल्फ, राइट व्हाई डू यू वांट टू डू दिस, व्हाट इज योर ऑनेस्ट मोटिवेशन. अगर आपकी मोटिवेशन ये है कि यार कि मैं आपके लिए नौकरी लगा दूंगा, नहीं कर सकता भाई, मैं एजुकेटर हूं, मैं आपको रिकमेंड कर सकता हूँ, मेरा सर्कल बहुत पावरफुल है, वो सर्कल भी मैं तभी आपको रिकमेंड करूंगा जब मुझे यकीन होगा कि आपने 100% एफर्ट मारा है। और दैट इज द रीजन अर्जुन गॉट अ जॉब, दैट इज द रीजन अदर पीपल हैव स्कोर्ड जॉब्स। बट मैं अपनी सर्कल की बहुत इज्जत करता हूँ, दीज आर ऑल पीपल वेरी सीजन्ड ऑपरेटर्स, मैं उन्हीं की, तो मेरा काम आपको अच्छा इंसान बनाना है, अच्छा ऑपरेटर बनाना है, वो मैं कर सकता हूँ। अगर आपका इंटेंशन ये है कि यार कि मैं एक्स अमाउंट देके नौकरी, मेरे को नौकरी मिल जाएगी, नहीं करो यार, दोज आर स्कैम्स, मैं नहीं जाता उन चीजों में। अगर वैसी जगह है, यू हैव अदर प्लेसेस टू बी माय गेस्ट एंड बी देयर, आई डोंट माइंड। आई ओनली वांट दोज पीपल जो जेन्युइनली इस कमिटमेंट से आते हैं कि यार मेरे कर्मों से ही मुझे फल मिलेगा, लेकिन with the right people, with the right attitude, that journey which will take me 2 years, which will happen in 3 months, will happen in 4 months, will happen in, make sense? Awesome. I hope I answered the question right.
Yes. Cool. So okay, let's move to Ankita. Ankita, I think your issues, you are fine now, right? You can ask your question.
नहीं अंकिता, आपकी आवाज नहीं आ रही है.
Still can't hear you.
I'm sorry about that. आप एक काम करो अंकिता, can you post your question in the chat? That would be lovely. I'll pick it up. ठीक है.
Let's move to, yeah, go ahead, Shavan. You can choose.
Let's move to Mona. Mona, yes, go for it.
Hello, Shavan. Hi, everybody. Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Yes.
So, hi, all. Very good evening to you, and thank you for. So, as far as my question is concerned, like I'm having more than 10 plus years of work experience with me, and that too in different domain. I mean, basically into customer care segment and KPO sector segment. So, yeah.
Sure. Go ahead. We're listening. Go ahead. Yeah.
I just wanted to have a little bit insight from you that is willing to switch into like product management role. So how much difficult or how much I mean like how much feasible it would be like for a person like me who come from a completely different background and that too more than 10 years of work experience. So I mean the difficulty level, or would it be feasible or a good decision or not? So
Sure.
this is
So what I want to yeah. सरल, वी विल टेक दैट ऑप्शन, बट पहले मैं मोना का आंसर करना चाहता हूँ. मोना, आपके पास अभी मल्टीपल एग्जांपल्स हैं जो आपको ये बताया गया कि बैकग्राउंड मैटर नहीं करता. आपका क्वेश्चन ज्यादा अच्छा ये होना चाहिए कि मैं कितना एफर्ट मारने के लिए रेडी हूँ. अगर आप एफर्ट मारने के लिए रेडी हो तो 100% होगा, ये मैं आपको गारंटी देता हूँ. लेकिन कब होगा वो आपके इंटेंट पे डिपेंडेंट है. आप कितना इंटेंट देते हो, कितनी ऑनेस्टी से करते हो, कितनी जल्दी हार्ट लूज नहीं करते हो, कितनी ऑनेस्टी से चीजें करते हो. क्योंकि देयर वर maximum people in the last cohort were not from a product background, they're from sales. There are people, Sanju bhai, he has 12 years of experience. Sohail bhai, who's in the call, he has 10 years of experience from a supply chain domain, right? क्या कहते हैं, Raghav, he came from a customer success background. Majority लोग तो दूसरे backgrounds, और आपका background actually help करता है. जो customer success या इस तरह के backgrounds में अगर काम किया होता है, those people have better empathy of knowing the customers. आपको सिर्फ इतना जानना है कि यार कि क्या मैं अपनी थिंकिंग को बढ़ाने के लिए कमिट कर सकती हूँ टाइम, जेन्युइनली ऑनेस्टली सीख सकती हूँ सबसे, क्या मेरे में वो कैपेबिलिटी है कि मैं ऑनेस्टली कि मैं हार नहीं मान सकती. इफ यू हैव दैट कमिटमेंट, इट विल हैपन. बट ये आपके कर्मों से होगा. इट डज, आई एम नॉट सेइंग दैट कि आपको कोहॉर्ट के 7 हफ्ते के दिन आपने खत्म किया और उसी दिन आपको नौकरी मिल जाएगी. दैट्स नॉट व्हाट आई एम सेइंग. बट आई एम सेइंग इफ यू कीप दैट इंटेंट राइट, it will happen in 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, but it will, that is what has happened. cohort 2 के चलते समय cohort 1 के बच्चों की नौकरियां लगने लगी. There was a person from a communications background जिसने जीवन भर आर्ट्स किया है, वो बंदी भी प्रोडक्ट मैनेजमेंट में मूव कर गई हैदराबाद में. मैं उसकी प्रोफाइल भी इवेंचुअली डाल देंगे. तो बैकग्राउंड मैटर नहीं करता, मैटर ये करता है आपकी कमिटमेंट कितनी है, वो बहुत ज्यादा मैटर करता है. एंड इफ दैट इज देयर, आई थिंक द स्काई इज द लिमिट. आई एम बीइंग वेरी ऑनेस्ट अबाउट दैट, बिकॉज मेरे इतने स्टूडेंट्स रह चुके हैं ना, ऐसे बैकग्राउंड से रह चुके हैं जिनका प्रोडक्ट से कोई लेना देना नहीं था, कोई दूर तक कोई लेना देना नहीं था. लेकिन आपकी कमिटमेंट, अगर आप कमिटमेंट नहीं दोगे तो प्लीज मत आओ. तो मैं आपको खुद ही रिकमेंड कर रहा हूं. आपके पास अलग जगहें हैं, बहुत सारी अलग कोहॉर्ट्स हैं जो आपको कुछ प्रॉमिस कर देंगे. आपकी इच्छा है, आप चले जाओ, कोई दिक्कत नहीं. मैं आपको कभी नहीं, और अगर वो भी नहीं करना, मेरा यूट्यूब चैनल तो आपको पता ही है, उस पर भी मैंने इतना पढ़ाया हुआ है. अगर आप उसी को पढ़ लोगे ना, उसी को देख के 100-200 लोगों की नौकरी लगी है.
But Shravan ji, one thing like जो employers हैं, I mean how comfortable on.
वही बोल रहा हूँ. अगर आपके लिए एक रन ऑफ अ मिल प्रोडक्ट रोल चाहिए और आप एक रन ऑफ अ मिल कंपनी में जाना चाहते हो तो 100%, क्योंकि वो लोग खुद भी उतने काबिल नहीं है. अगर प्रोडक्ट मैनेजर तो आज सब लोग लिखते हैं. आपको पता है जेडी पढ़ना भी एक आर्ट होता है. अगर आप जेडी पढ़ के ये समझ नहीं पा रहे कि ये प्रोडक्ट रोल नहीं है, तो आपको प्रोडक्ट रोल के बारे में नहीं पता. क्योंकि प्रोडक्ट मैनेजर तो आज सब लोग लिखते हैं, क्योंकि इट्स अ ग्लोरीफाइड रोल। मेरे टाइम पे तब कुछ भी नहीं था, 2015 में तो कोई जानता भी नहीं था कि प्रोडक्ट मैनेजर क्या होता है, व्हाट डज इट इवन मीन, राइट? माय ओनली कंटेंशन हियर इज इफ यू गो टू गुड प्लेसेस दे विल नॉट एंकर। मैं वही बोल रहा हूँ, अर्जुन का बैकग्राउंड ले लो ना, अर्जुन अभी क्या एपीएम बना कंप्लीटली। उस टाइम पे पवन ने ये नहीं देखा कि उसका बैकग्राउंड क्या था, उसने देखा उसकी डेप्थ ऑफ थॉट कितनी है। लेकिन अगर आपको टाइटल के लिए जाना है तो यार मत करो। तो मैं सच बोल रहा हूँ, प्रोडक्ट रोल छोड़ दो फिर, क्योंकि टाइटल से आप प्रोडक्ट मैनेजर नहीं बनोगे। प्रोडक्ट मैनेजर आप अपने माइंडसेट से बनोगे कि आप वो इम्पैक्ट, आपको जीवन में 10 साल बाद क्या इंस्पायर करना है। डू यू वांट टू बी एट अ ग्रेट प्लेस वेयर यू अर्निंग गुड मनी इन अ गुड सर्कल इन अ गुड कल्चर इन अ गुड प्लेस? वो आपके लिए ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट है या आपके लिए ये ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट है कि नहीं यार कि मेरे को कहीं टाइटल मिल जाए प्रोडक्ट मैनेजर का, वो करना है? तो फिर आपके पास बहुत सारे फ्रेमवर्क वाले प्रोग्राम्स है, वहां जा सकते हो, थोड़ी बहुत मेहनत करो, ऑन टाइटल मिल जाएगा। लेकिन आई नो इक्वली अमाउंट ऑफ पीपल जिन्होंने ऐसे रोल्स ज्वाइन किए और 2 महीने में छोड़ा है और 3 महीने में छोड़ा है कि यार कल्चर बहुत खराब था, बहुत बुरी हालत थी, मैं आई कैन नॉट वर्क लाइक दिस, एंड आई नो टन्स ऑफ पीपल्स लाइक दैट। तो मैं आपको वही बोल रहा हूँ, मेरा गोल आपको एक प्रोडक्ट मैनेजर बनाना नहीं है, मेरा गोल आपको एक बेहतरीन प्रोडक्ट मैनेजर बनाना है। और बेहतरीन प्रोडक्ट मैनेजर मतलब बेहतरीन जगहें भी वैसी होनी चाहिए। यू आर एज गुड एज योर पीयर ग्रुप। सो if you are truly committed, if you put your heart and soul, I will only recommend you। और मेरे रिकमेंडेशन से इतने लोग आपको इंटरव्यू में ले लेंगे, लेकिन वो तभी होगा जब आप उन 7 हफ्तों में मुझे कमिटमेंट दिखाओगे। आप कमिटमेंट नहीं दिखाओगे तो फिर तो मैं भी रिकमेंड नहीं करूंगा, आई विल ऑल्सो नॉट रिकमेंड। मेक सेंस? तो आप इस चीज को सोच के आओ, ठंडे दिमाग से सोचो कि क्या आप इतनी फाइट मार सकते हो, क्या 7 हफ्ते आप दे सकते हो, और अपनी शिद्दत से क्या आप अनलर्न करके आ सकते हो। अगर आप वो एटीट्यूड से आते हो और आप टाइम स्पेंड करते हो, then nobody can stop you from becoming a great PM. To answer your question, as simple as that. Makes
Thank you,
sense?
Shavan. Okay, thank you.
Awesome. Let's take the next one. Yes, let's take Divakar's question. Yeah, Divakar, go for it. Yes.
Yeah, hi, Shravan. First of all, thanks for great session and thanks for the recording also. I do want to watch it all over again because there's so much I just couldn't grasp everything.
Sure, makes sense.
I've been talking to directors in my company in product management, and they have given me this confidence that moving to product management is easy.
Sure. Makes sense.
It's the so one of the conversations with one of my mentors, he said that you need to understand before moving to any other domain. You need to understand, why you want to do that. My current role is major incident manager, and I do work with a lot of people every day, right? Remain on bridge calls forever. He says, right, you're getting what you need in terms of collaboration and everything, right? What else product management has to offer? So my question is, I want to understand from the seasoned product managers like you, what makes the product management role so fulfilling that people just
Go
want to
crazy
go
for
for
it. Go
Yeah.
crazy for it. Makes sense. I'll tell you the honest reason, Divakar. See, it is the product role is very akin to the CEO role. Only thing is that your risk appetite is slightly lower. As a CEO, when you make contextual decisions, see, one of the big problems that humans face is to structure their time. Why are people so good in jobs? And why is entrepreneurship hard? Again, there is risk around that, but more than risk, why is it hard? Because people generally don't know how to value their time, right? People feel worthless कि अरे यार मैं क्या कर रहा हूँ, right? The product role actually teaches you to go into any sort of domain and actually solve the problem over there in a different kind of setting where every variable changes. Your team changes, your mentors changes, your product changes, your business model changes, and can you become that ambiguous operator? So I'll give you an example. So since you have been 12 years, 15 years in the service space that you're speaking about, let's assume you tomorrow said, oh, I want to build an incident resolution product like PagerDuty. I want to do that. How will you build that? Right? From that scratch, do you have enough discovery context? So as a product manager, it allows you to do 2 things. One, be extremely adept at ambiguity. And that is why you would see CPOs become CEOs more often than any other roles. Like CMOs generally don't become CEOs. CTOs generally don't become. There are cases of those also, but generally, look at Sundar Pichai. He was a VP of Chrome, right? As product. So look at Satya Nadella. He was the cloud product lead for Microsoft. Second, you look at Elon Musk. He is an engineer himself, right? So this role equips you to deal with ambiguity, and that is the bigger. And generally, life mein ambiguity hoti hai, Divakar. For example, you have a personal ambiguity. How will you manage your team? Like, for example, I'll give you an example. 2 years back, when my aunt, she passed away, I had to ship out something, right? Now I was mentally very, very stressed, right? But because of the product experience that I had, I knew how to compartmentalize and how it could not affect my other thing, right? So I did my responsibility. It gives you that ability to deal with ambiguity, and that makes you not only a good product manager, but a good leader. Because a good leader is resilient. If you would have heard Jensen Huang's talk, Nvidia's founder, he said the only skill set that makes Nvidia successful is resilience. And resilience means, are you the person who can pick up the trash when nobody does? Are you the person who can clean the toilet when nobody does? Right? And if you have that attitude in life, then whichever place you are, you will become a great leader. And in these 7 weeks, Divakar, the goal is not to transform you. My goal, you cannot effectively grasp what I've done in the last 10 years. That's impossible. What is the most important thing that you can take away is, I will give you those tools. Like there is this very famous saying, na, if you really want to help a guy, don't give him a fish, teach him how to fish. Right? And that is what I intend to do. I want to impart those skill sets of empathy, building great products, whatever I've learned in my life, whatever little I have learned in my life, I really want to impart those principles to you, which will make you a better human and in turn a better leader. And if you're a better leader, then you will be able to navigate huge situations. Whichever interview you go in, people will see that. Because I'll tell you one last thing from my experience after speaking to so many good people in life. They always look at your attitude. Their attitude is the anchor point where they will hire or not hire you. Because skills तो यार थोक के भाव मिलते हैं मार्केट में. हर एक बंदा अच्छा हो सकता है, लेकिन अच्छा लीडर नहीं मिलता. अच्छा लीडर वो होता है who leads from the front, who knows how to give credit to his team. And if you come with that vision, you will be able to build a great team, a great company, and you will be able to drive impact. Like I'll give you a very simple example. If I ask you this question, Devakar, you're a great guy with an IQ of 100 or 120, for example, right? And there are 50 people with an IQ of 100. Where do you think innovation will come faster? If 50 people are all aligned together to solve that problem, and everybody has an IQ of 100 or 110, yet you are a single person with an IQ of 120. Do you think the 50 people together who are all committed towards one particular goal, will that bring an outcome, or a single person doing it will bring an outcome?
Yeah, it's always the combined effort, and I've written that in my application.
That is
also,
exactly what I'm trying to tell you.
Collaboration
So,
is, yeah.
that is exactly what I'm trying to tell you. If the whole point of success in life is, see, there is a very famous video of Elon Musk. I'm sorry to take some time. He was asked this question in 2008, where this person asks, dude, how will you compete with Ford? They have 1,000 times the resources, or 10,000 times the resources, or General Motors, which have 10,000 times the resources that you have. So Elon Musk rhetorically replies, he says, where is their electric car? And that guy responds, and he asks, where is your electric car? And Elon Musk replies that great big companies are very good at incremental innovation because they have a lot of resources. But true disruption can only happen when there are 50 extremely high quality committed people who come in, and commitment is not in skills, commitment is not in titles, commitment is in effort and intent. And if they come in, they will disrupt the market. They will change everything.
Yeah,
right?
that makes sense.
That is what we will take away from this cohort. More than the skills, more than the content, it is the attitude that I want to give to you. And that is special. That is precious. That is, trust me.
Yeah, just one liner here. I think my hesitation was coming from the statements that all these directors gave me. They said, hey, you can learn product management real quick, but it's all that we care is your interpersonal skills. And I was like, where do I learn that? so I think that's what's keeping me busy, right? I've been reading about books, blogs about product, but I think I really do want to join this. Thanks,
Thank
Shavan,
you very much, Devakar. Thanks a lot.
Yeah.
Cool. Will May move to Ankita? आपका mute ठीक हो गया?
Yes, भैया.
बिल्कुल करिए.
Finally. Actually, I have two questions. My first question is, I'm based out of in Surat. It's in Gujarat. So recently when
मैं सूरत आया हूँ.
Okay. So basically, my previous CEO just mentioned me that if you want to continue with this PM role, so you must relocate in Hyderabad or Bangalore, because Surat में आपको ऐसा mindset नहीं मिलता, because there are very less tech companies over here.
Agreed.
So I just want to know, like, I have this limitation, although like my parents stay here and my brother doesn't stay here. So my parents want me to, one of them at least kid should stay here. So is it actually necessary to relocate and work in such environment? Because मैंने आपका एक वीडियो देखा था जिसमें आपने mention किया था कि you have left Delhi with a very premium job and you relocated to Bangalore because of this. So this is my first question. And second question, like people say like you need to have some sort of a degree just to pursue this PM course. But when I see your course, you have mentioned it so like on a very layman level कि anyone can understand if they have literally intention, and obviously hard work can beat anything. So I just want to know
मैं
these
दोनों
two
क्वेश्चन
things.
को आंसर करता हूँ. पहला क्वेश्चन इसलिए है अंकिता, फॉर एवरीवन, आई एम सॉरी आई एम स्पीकिंग इन हिंदी, आई प्रेफर टू स्पीक इन हिंदी, आई एम नॉट वेरी गुड एट इंग्लिश, इट्स माय सेकेंडरी लैंग्वेज, बट आई जस्ट वांट टू स्पीक दिस क्रॉस. देखो अंकिता, इससे फर्क नहीं पड़ता कि आप कहाँ पे हो, इससे फर्क पड़ता है आप किन के साथ हो. ये डिफरेंस बहुत ज्यादा क्रिएट करता है. दिल्ली में मुझे प्रॉब्लम नहीं थी, आई वाज वेरी हैप्पी, आई वाज गेटिंग अ वेरी वेरी गुड कुशी सैलरी, वेरी हैप्पी. द प्रॉब्लम वाज, मेरा इंटेंट ये था कि यार मेरे को जीवन में 5 साल बाद क्या करना है. इज दिस द प्लेस वेयर आई लुक माई सेल्फ, like where people are talking about what is my next role, what is my next hike, or they really want to do some impact, and impact should lead to that. That is the reason I left the role. अगर आपको सूरत में वैसे लोग मिल जाते हैं तो be my guest and be there, I don't mind, कोई दिक्कत नहीं. लेकिन उसका जो आपके मैनेजर ने बोला वो सही बोला, क्योंकि उस तरह, क्योंकि these are cosmopolitan cities, हैदराबाद, बैंगलोर, हर वॉक ऑफ लाइफ से लोग आते हैं, तो the chances of you getting the right peer group is higher. तो इसीलिए इट मेक्स सेंस फॉर यू टू शिफ्ट. और सेकंड चीज, अगर आप अपनी फैमिली के लिए सच में अच्छा करना चाहते हो, राइट, तो आपको देखो, मैं आज की डेट में, आई विल बी वेरी ऑनेस्ट, मैं जम्मू से हूँ, मेरे को भी बहुत मन करता है मैं अपनी मम्मी के साथ वहां पे जाऊं और वहां बैठूं, लेकिन मैं ये क्यों कर रहा हूँ, क्योंकि मुझे आज ये पता है कि अगर मैंने कुछ बच्चों को अच्छा कर दिया ना, उनकी माओं की इतनी दुआएं, मेरी माँ मेरे को खुद ही बोल देगी, बेटा तूने सही किया, यू स्पेंड गुड टाइम, तूने अच्छा किया, तूने लोगों की मदद की, यू डिड द राइट थिंग इन लाइफ. सो to answer your question is not about a place, it's about the peer group. You are as good as your peer group. अगर आप अच्छे लोगों के आसपास नहीं हो तो देखो, ये वैसी वाली बात है, अगर if you be with people who consistently do drugs, you will eventually turn into that. वो वैसा ही होगा. लेकिन अगर आप अच्छे लोगों के साथ हो, जिनका माइंडसेट अच्छा है, जो आपको कंसिस्टेंटली पुश कर रहे हैं, तो आप उतने ही अच्छे बन जाओगे. तो इसीलिए दैट, टू आंसर योर फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन. द सेकंड क्वेश्चन, यार डिग्री नहीं नीडेड है. देखो क्यों, मैं आपको बताता हूं. आप मुझसे, अब लॉट ऑफ पीपल माइट आस्क मी, आईएसबी से क्यों प्रोडक्ट मैनेजर हायर होते हैं, आईआईएम से क्यों प्रोडक्ट मैनेजर हायर होते हैं. द रीजन इज, ब्रांड इज अ एक्सटर्नल रीजन. अग्रीड, ब्रांड है, मान गया, मैं आईआईटी से था, मान गया, ये सारी बातें ठीक है. लेकिन उससे बहुत बड़ा रीजन ये है कि जब आप आईआईएम में जाते हो, आपको डे इन डे आउट 1.5 साल सिर्फ केस स्टडी कराया जाता है कि आप केस स्टडी करो, और इवेंचुअली आपको क्या सिखाया जा रहा है कि आप प्रॉब्लम सॉल्विंग कैसे कर सकते हो. एंड दैट इज व्हाई दीज कंपनीज दे गो टू आईआईएम, बिकॉज दे नो कि यहाँ हाई क्वालिटी बच्चे हैं, बहुत अच्छे हाई इंटेंट के बच्चे हैं, और सब पढ़े लिखे हैं, सब मेहनत करने वाले हैं, प्लस ब्रांड भी अच्छा है, और इनके अंदर वो कैपेबिलिटी है. क्योंकि कल को आप आओगे प्रोडक्ट मैनेजर, उन्हें बोलूंगा यार मेरा 1 मिलियन 7 करोड़ का पोर्टफोलियो हैंडल करो, वो पोर्टफोलियो डूब गया, आप तो नौकरी छोड़ दोगे, लेकिन मेरा तो पोर्टफोलियो ही चला गया ना पूरा नीचे, तो मैं क्या करूंगा उस टाइम पे, व्हाट विल आई डू अबाउट इट. सो डिग्रीज डोंट मैटर, व्हाट इट मैटर्स इज कि आप, इसीलिए तो मैंने ये कम्युनिटी बनाई कि यहाँ पे मैं क्यों इतना क्रिटिकल हूँ शॉर्टलिस्टिंग के लिए, क्योंकि मुझे कोई भी बंदा नहीं चाहिए, मुझे एक एजुकेशन बिजनेस नहीं, पर एक कम्युनिटी बिजनेस है. मैं कम्युनिटी ऐसी बनाना चाहता हूँ जहां पे, जिसके अंदर आना लोगों को एक प्राइड फील हो कि यार इतने बढ़िया लोग हैं यहाँ पे, और मैं कभी हारूं ना लाइफ में. लाइक अंकिता कभी डाउन है, शी गोज एंड शी स्पीक्स टू समवन, और उसको इतना अच्छा लगता है, उसका कॉन्फिडेंस अगले दिन फिर बढ़ जाता है, एंड देन शी स्टार्ट्स प्रिपेयरिंग अगेन. वही सबसे बड़ा चेंज है, और कोई चेंज नहीं है. यहाँ पे श्रवण की वजह से नहीं आप सीखोगे, आप इन सबके लोगों की वजह से सीखोगे. दिस इज व्हाई आई एम टेलिंग यू, कम्युनिटी का ये मतलब नहीं होता अंकिता कि एक बड़ी सी स्लैक चैनल जिसमें 1000 लोग हैं, वो कम्युनिटी नहीं होती. इस तरह तो मेरे 1.5 लाख 2 लाख फॉलोअर हैं, फिर मैं सबको कम्युनिटी बोल देता हूँ, ये सारी कम्युनिटी है. नहीं होता वैसे. मैं आपको, कम्युनिटी वो लोग होते हैं जो आपके लिए केयर करते हैं, जो आपके लिए वेस्टेड होते हैं, जो आपको हारने नहीं देते, जो खुद हारे तो आपसे बात करते हैं. और इसीलिए हम यहाँ पे इतना ज्यादा एफर्ट मारते हैं. सब लोगों ने एक क्वेश्चन, सब लोगों को लगेगा यार कि इतना प्रीमियम क्यों है. हाँ प्रीमियम है, मैं रहना ही वैसे चाहता हूँ. मैं चाहता हूँ कि वही बच्चे आए जिनको इसका एहसास हो कि यार कि मुझे अपना जीवन बदलना है. आई वांट टू रियली चेंज माय लाइफ. आई डोंट वांट टू डू ए रन ऑफ अ मिल थिंग कि नेक्स्ट जॉब लग गई. देखो आपने कोई भी कोहॉर्ट किया, अगली नौकरी लग गई, फिर आपको फिर 2 साल बाद उसी मॉडल में जाना है कि फिर वही चीज चलेगी, फिर ले ऑफ होगा, फिर वही, फिर उसके लिए फिर प्रेप करोगे. यही करना है जीवन में, या फिर ये करना है कि नहीं यार, आई लुक कि अब मैं पीएम बन गई, अब मुझे ऊपर जाना है, अब मुझे और ऊपर जाना है. तो दिस इज व्हाई इट इज प्रीमियम, एंड आई वांट टू कीप इट प्रीमियम. मैंने इसीलिए ये बात बोली थी, आपको टेस्ला चाहिए तो आप वैल्यू दो, आप वैल्यू लो, लेकिन मैं आपको ये प्रॉमिस जरूर करता हूं कि अगर आप 100% कमिटमेंट के साथ आते हो तो आप इतना ले जाओगे ना कि आप पैसे की बात मुझसे करोगे ही नहीं. आप बोलोगे भैया दिस वाज द बेस्ट एक्सपीरियंस ऑफ माय लाइफ, मुझे और कुछ सोच, क्योंकि उतनी कमिटमेंट. यार एक लास्ट बात मैं सबको बोलना चाहता हूं, मैं उस शंकर का बहुत बड़ा भक्त हूं. किसको आंसर दूंगा अगर मैं आपसे पैसे लूंगा और आपको कमिटमेंट नहीं दूंगा, उसको तो आंसर करना है ना मुझे. वो क्या बोलेगा मेरे को, वो बोलेगा तेरे को इतनी काबिलियत दी, उसके बाद तूने यही किया, यही सब करना है तुझे. तो इसीलिए ऑल आई एम ट्राइंग टू टेल यू इज, आई डोंट, मेरे को कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता. मेरे को नहीं चाहिए 500 बच्चे, मेरे को चाहिए 80 जो 80 के 80 मचा सकते हैं. मेरे को वो बच्चे चाहिए ताकि मैं 5 साल बाद जब अंकिता को फोन लगाऊं एंड शी इज समवेयर लाइक अ सीनियर पीएम और एन एडी और वो भैया का फोन उठाए बोले नहीं भैया ने फोन, भैया से बात करते हैं, तो वो चाहिए मेरे को। मेरे को ये नहीं पैसा तो कमाने, अगर इफ आई हैड टू मेक मनी, ट्रस्ट मी, अ लॉट ऑफ पीपल नो मी, आई कुड हैव मेड इट एट सो मेनी प्लेसेस। मतलब मैं अपने कंसल्टेंसी के लिए हजार $1,000 चार्ज करता हूँ 1 घंटे का टू कंपनीज, तो मेरे को इससे क्या मिलने वाला है? इट्स नॉट गोइंग टू मेक। और ये भी बात सच है कि जितना भी पैसा इस कोहॉर्ट से आता है उसका एक साइजेबल अमाउंट वापस कम्युनिटी में जाता है। और एक और चीज मैं आप सबको बताना चाहता हूँ, ये कम्युनिटी आप सबके लिए एक्टिव है। अभी जैसे कोहॉर्ट 3 के लेक्चर्स होंगे, कोहॉर्ट 1 और कोहॉर्ट 2 के बच्चे भी अटेंड कर सकते हैं, गेस्ट लेक्चर भी अटेंड कर सकते हैं। तो ये कम्युनिटी इटर्निटी के लिए है। चाहे श्रवण इससे अलग भी हो जाए तब भी ये जिंदा रहेगी, तब भी ये लोगों की मदद करेगी, तब भी ये सबको हेल्प करेगी। और यही सबसे प्रेशियस है अंकिता, और कुछ प्रेशियस नहीं है। कंटेंट वॉन्टेंट मिल जाएगा आपको दुनिया भर में, बी माई गेस्ट एंड डू दैट, बट ये एटीट्यूड नहीं मिलेगा आपको। ये कोई नहीं भी दे सकता आपको, ये वही लोग दे सकते हैं जिनमें खुद में वो क्षमता हो, खुद में वो स्पिरिट हो। ठीक है, आई होप आई आंसर्ड योर क्वेश्चंस। मेक सेंस? ऑसम। ठीक है, लेट्स मूव टू आमिर भाई, गो फॉर इट। यस
जी श्रवण भैया, भैया आपसे बस मुझे एक चीज ये पूछना था कि आप जैसे सिलेक्शन किए, जैसे मैंने देखा 7 वीक्स का जो प्रोग्राम है पूरा इंटेंसिव है एंड द इंटेंट, और हमको अपना वो भी देना है कि हम
करेक्ट
मैक्सिमम जितना दे सकते हैं। लेकिन समटाइम्स ऐसा हो सकता है कि मैक्सिमम हम नहीं दे पाए, और इन दैट सेंस भी हम बहुत सारी चीज और भी कर सकते हैं, लेकिन हम कर नहीं पाए बिकॉज ऑफ टाइम ड्यूरेशन, ऑल्सो बिकॉज नेक्स्ट वीक अनदर प्रोजेक्ट आ जाएगा। तो उस चीज के लिए जैसे मुझे पता है कि मेरे में ये खामी है, वो हफ्ते मैंने वो चीज सीखी और उसमें मैं और इम्प्रूवमेंट कर सकता था, लेकिन मेरे पास टाइम नहीं मिला बिकॉज दूसरी चीज आ गई मेरे पास नहीं सीखने के लिए, बिकॉज दैट इज ऑल्सो आई नीड टू डू।
करेक्ट, मेक सेंस।
ये चीज को मैं लॉन्ग, क्योंकि मैं अपना जो करंट वर्जन है आमिर फारूकी, उसका वर्जन 2.0 आफ्टर दिस कोर्स बनना चाहता हूँ।
बिल्कुल,
ओके, तो उसके लिए मैं कोई भी चीज हड़बड़ी में करके फिर मैं आगे चल के फिर उसको, क्योंकि आप जान रहे हैं 7 वीक के बाद आधी चीज आदमी वो भी भूल भी सकता है, कुछ भी चीजें, तो वो जब तक प्रैक्टिस में नहीं आएंगी, इंटेंट है, शिद्दत है, सारी चीजें हैं, लेकिन उस चीज को जो पुरानी चीज हमको ज्यादा अच्छे से करना रहेगा उसको कवर अप कैसे करूंगा या कैसे करूंगा, उसके लिए
बहुत अच्छी बात है, बहुत अच्छी बात है। मैं इसका आंसर सोहेल भाई से दूंगा। सोहेल भाई, हमारी ये कॉन्वर्सेशन हुई थी, क्या सोहेल भाई आप बता सकते हैं आमिर भाई का क्वेश्चन या आंसर कर सकते हैं आप?
Yes, definitely, Shravan.
Please.
So, Amir, very nice question. I liked it very much. Okay, I'm just hearing all the conversation. It's very good. See, हमको क्या करना है? Every day we need to try to become 1% better than what we were yesterday. हमको हर दिन अच्छा बनने की कोशिश करना है। The journey what we are doing in 7 weeks, that not ends in 7 weeks. That we try to build up in entire life. How our thinking get changes, right? How our behavior get changes. How will we like empathize towards our colleagues. It's not about product management. It is about entire your life journey, how it changes. आपका सोचने का नजरिया बदल जाएगा लोगों को देख करके, प्रॉब्लम को देख करके। अब इसमें काफी सारे लोग ऐसे हैं जिस तरह से हमारी जर्नी कोहोर्ट के पहले हम चीजों को अलग नजरिए से देखते थे, कोहोर्ट के बाद खुद आपके पोस्ट देखोगे ना, जो लोग हमारे सब लोग लिख रहे हैं, उनका सोचने का नजरिया बदल गया, प्रोडक्ट को देखने का नजरिया बदल गया। माई सिंसियर रिक्वेस्ट इज जस्ट गो टू इट ब्लाइंडली, यू सी योर 2.0 वर्जन इमीडिएट, आपको मिल जाएगा एट द एंड ऑफ द कोर्ट।
मैं आपको बस मैं आमिर भाई क्यों बोल रहा हूँ, क्योंकि सोहेल भाई ने भी मुझसे यही सवाल पूछा था जब वो 3rd वीक में थे। उन्होंने मुझसे ये सवाल पूछा था, श्रवण भाई ये कॉन्सेप्ट्स इतने डीप होते हैं कि मेरे को टाइम लगता है। आमिर भाई, आपका गोल किसी और से कंपेयर करना नहीं है, आपको ये पूछना है कि क्या आमिर पिछले दिन से बेहतर है।
बस वही मेरा एट द एंड वर्जन 2 बनाना ही है, वर्जन 2.0।
बिल्कुल आपका गोल आप ही है, आपका बेंचमार्क आप ही हो। आपका बेंचमार्क श्रवण नहीं है, आपका बेंचमार्क अथर्व नहीं है, आपका बेंचमार्क दिवाकर नहीं है। आपका बेंचमार्क है कि क्या आमिर 7 हफ्ते बाद इस एटीट्यूड के साथ जिंदा रहना चाहता है कि हर सिंगल डे वो बोलेगा आज से जो 2 महीने पहले आमिर था वो इंसान नहीं, अब वो अलग इंसान है। अगर वो एटीट्यूड के साथ आप आते हो, तभी मैं आपको कह रहा हूँ ये जर्नी आपकी 7 हफ्ते में नहीं खत्म होती, ये जर्नी आपकी जीवन भर रहेगी। मैं आपको बट वो जो इंसान आप जो बनोगे ना, वो इंसान ऐसा होगा जिसकी सब बहुत बेइंतहा कदर करेंगे, बेइंतहा कदर करेंगे। ये बात मैं आपको जरूर बोलना चाहता हूँ, बस इतनी ही बात है। ठीक है, ऑसम। आगे चलते हैं। शुभेंदु, ओवर टू यू। यस, व्हाट्स योर क्वेश्चन?
हाय शुभन भैया, एक्चुअली मतलब सच बता रहा हूँ, आपका जो वेबिनार था सुन के एक्चुअली मेरे को अभी से लगने लगा कि हाँ कैसा होने वाला है अगर मैं क्रैक करता हूँ, आप सिलेक्ट होता हूँ तो। बट ये पता चल रहा है कि आप कितना एफर्ट डालते हो। आपने एक ऑर्गेनिक कम्युनिटी क्रिएट करी है, मतलब जो हर किसी को हेल्प कर रही है, मतलब वो तो मतलब हैट्स ऑफ है कि ऐसा एक आपने प्रोडक्ट ही बना दिया मार्केट में। तो एक तो उस चीज के लिए, और दूसरा मेरे को एक चीज ये जाननी थी कि आपने बोला कि ऐसे टेक्निकल स्किल्स हम लोग नहीं सिखाएंगे, तो टेक्निकल स्किल्स के लिए कैसे?
बिल्कुल शुभेंदु, मैंने ये नहीं बोला हम टेक्निकल स्किल्स नहीं सिखाएंगे, मैंने बोला मैं टूल्स नहीं सिखाऊंगा। टूल्स का क्या मतलब डिफरेंस है? मैं आपको सिस्टम डिजाइन सिखाऊंगा, सिस्टम डायनेमिक्स सिखाऊंगा, आपको सिस्टम्स कैसे डिजाइन करने वो सिखाऊंगा, आपको एनालिटिक्स सिस्टम सिखाऊंगा। आपको मैं इस पे टाइम स्पेंड नहीं करूंगा कि को फिग्मा आता है कि नहीं आता। अच्छा डिजाइनर वो नहीं होता जिसको फिग्मा आता है, अच्छा डिजाइनर होता है जिसको डिजाइन सेंस होती है कि डिजाइन अच्छा है कि नहीं है। फिग्मा तो उसका मैं आपको बोल रहा हूँ कि मेरा टाइम इस पे नहीं जाना चाहिए कि मैं एक वेबसाइट ओपन करूं, बोलूं क्लेवर टैब पे ये बटन दबाओ, ये बटन दबाओ, इससे ये सब होगा। दैट इज नॉट, उसके लिए नहीं आ रहे आप। वो आप खुद कर सकते हो, उसकी डॉक्यूमेंटेशन तो दे रखी है आपको। आपको ये जानना है कि अच्छा डिजाइन होता क्या है, या अच्छा टेक्निकल डिजाइन, अच्छा सिस्टम डिजाइन क्या होता है, लोड बैलेंसर क्यों चाहिए, ठीक है, एक ब्लॉक डीबी क्यों रखना है वहां पे। अगर मैं आपको टेक वाले फील्ड में, अगर आप उस कोहॉर्ट में जाओगे, मैं आपको सिस्टम डायनेमिक्स सिखाता हूँ। सिस्टम डायनेमिक्स से ही सिस्टम डिजाइन आया था, और इसीलिए आप मेरे सिस्टम डिजाइन के वीडियोस भी देख लो यूट्यूब पे। तो आई टीच यू फ्रॉम ए प्रोडक्ट मैनेजर्स लेंस कि अगर आपको एक टेक्निकल सिस्टम डिजाइन करना है, आप कैसे डिजाइन करते हो, हाउ डू यू व्हाट आर द थिंग्स दैट यू कीप इनटू कंसीडरेशन। तो टेक में आपको बहुत डीप में सिखाऊंगा, लेकिन मैं आपको टूल्स नहीं सिखाऊंगा। कि अब आप मुझसे पूछोगे भैया आप जीरा पढ़ाते हो कि नहीं? नहीं भाई, नहीं पढ़ाता जीरा। जीरा आप खुद जाकर पढ़ सकते हो, खुद पढ़ सकते हो, मेरे को नहीं पढ़ाना। उस पर मैं टाइम वेस्ट, ना अपना टाइम वेस्ट करूंगा ना आपका टाइम वेस्ट, ठीक है। तो वो आप खुद स्वयं सीख सकते हो। those are not the things that you should really come for. क्यों आओगे उस चीज के लिए? क्यों दोगे आप मेरे को x amount of money? Why would you pay that much amount of money to learn a tool which is given on the internet, जो जहां सब कुछ डॉक्यूमेंटेशन दे रखी है। आप मुझसे ये सवाल पूछो ना कि मैं ऑर्ग डिजाइन कैसे अच्छा कर सकता हूँ so that I can use Jira better। मैं उस प्रॉब्लम को सॉल्व करूंगा आपके कि हाँ यार ऑर्ग डिजाइन ऐसे होना चाहिए, ग्रोथ टीम्स ऐसे डिजाइन होती है, प्रोडक्ट टीम्स ऐसे डिजाइन होती है। वो मैं आपको डेफिनेटली सिखाऊंगा। लेकिन मैं आपको कल को आप जीरा की जगह मंडे यूज करने लग गए तो आप बोलोगे अब मेरे को अगले कोहॉर्ट में जाना है क्योंकि मुझे मंडे सीखना है। नहीं भाई, दैट इज नॉट द इंटेंट। आप टूल खुद सीख सकते हो। वो मेरा गोल आपको ये है कि आप उनके पीछे का एसेंस समझो, कॉन्सेप्ट समझो, और उसके बाद आपके पास जो भी टूल आए, चाहे वो चैट जीपीटी हो, चाहे वो कुछ भी हो, एंड यू लर्न विद इट। मेक सेंस? ऑसम।
Sure.
Awesome.
Shavan, can I add this point?
Yes,
मतलब,
please.
I'm not a part of your cohort, but yeah, still, guys, ये जितने भी tools हैं, कुछ है ना, ये सब फालतू की चीजें हैं। ये बंदा एक हफ्ते में सीख जाएगा जब प्रोजेक्ट के अंदर एंटर करेगा, ये काम करेगा। ये मैं अपना खुद का एक्सपीरियंस तुम लोगों को बता रहा हूँ। आई विल जस्ट गिव अ स्मॉल एग्जांपल इन 3 लाइंस। मैं ई कॉमर्स के अंदर अभी इस प्रोजेक्ट में घुसा हूँ, जिस प्रोजेक्ट में काम कर रहा हूँ, ई कॉमर्स का B2B पे SAP हाइब्रिड पे मैं काम कर रहा हूँ, जिसका मुझे ABCD नहीं आता। आई एम स्टिल सर्वाइविंग एंड आई एम वर्किंग बेस्ट इन माई प्रोजेक्ट फ्रॉम लास्ट 2.5 years। तो ये टूल्स वगैरह कभी मत सोचना कि आपको सीखने पड़ेंगे, आप अटक जाओगे। ये कभी भी सीख लोगे, ये कभी भी सीख लोगे।
बच्चों की प्रॉब्लम पता क्या होती है? उनको देखो, जैसे एक यूजर अपनी प्रॉब्लम्स को नहीं समझा पाता ना,
एग्जैक्टली
बच्चे भी नहीं समझा पाते। वो एक्चुअली पता क्या पूछ रहे होते हैं? उन्होंने क्लेवर टैब देखा होता है और वहां पे एक फनल देखी होती है, और फनल को देख के बोलते हैं अच्छा आप हमें क्लेवर टैब सिखाओगे। एक्चुअली उनका क्वेश्चन ये होता है वो फनल कैसे बनी।
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल
वो बोल नहीं पाते बच्चे,
बिल्कुल
सेंस नहीं है। इसीलिए
मतलब
मैं
यही मैं इनको अपना तरफ से बताना चाह रहा था कि कभी इस चीज से कभी अटकना भी मत। मैंने अपनी लाइफ में आज तक कभी फिग्मा नहीं यूज किया, बट मुझे फिग्मा पता क्या चलता है।
बिल्कुल
हर कोई तुमसे पूछेगा चलता है क्या है, काम तुम्हारा निकल जाएगा, तुम्हें काम निकालना और तुम्हें काम अच्छे से अच्छा करके देना। तो टूल्स पे कभी मत अटकना। थैंक यू श्रवण, थैंक यू।
Awesome, Anshpal. Remya, I'll come to you. Remya, go for it.
Sure. Shravan, firstly, thank you so much for the insightful session. I mean, ज्यादातर क्वेश्चंस जो थे वो मोस्टली लोगों ने पूछे आंसर हो गए थे, एंड आपने भी जो जो इंसिडेंट्स बताए, अपने एक्सपीरियंसेस शेयर किए, दे वर वेरी वेरी हेल्पफुल. सो फर्स्टली थैंक यू फॉर दैट.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
And second, so to start with, my question is that the most important challenge which I am facing as well as I think और भी लोग face कर रहे होंगे, that is this कि क्या होता है कि हम different चीजें practice करते हैं, like case problems and a number of things we practice in our daily lives. बट क्या होता है कि स्टिल इंटरव्यूज में या फिर इधर उधर कहीं पे कोई ऐसा प्रोडक्ट आ जाता है, कोई ऐसा सर्विस आ जाता है जो शायद थोड़ा एम्बिगुअस होता है, मतलब फुली प्रिपेयर्ड नहीं ही होते हो आप. तो just wanted to know that how will that improve by this program. शायद क्वेश्चन रेपिटेटिव होगा, बट
नहीं बिल्कुल आपका क्वेश्चन बहुत रिलेवेंट है. तो ये हर बार होता है, सही बोल रहे हो आप, बिल्कुल। मैं खुद इतने इंटरव्यूज दे चुका हूँ और इतनी बार फेल हुआ हूँ, तो मैं आपको जरूर इसका आंसर देना चाहूंगा। देखो रम्या, आप अच्छी प्रोडक्ट सेंस क्या होती है? प्रोडक्ट सेंस का ये मतलब होता है कि आप छोटी छोटी चीजें यूनिक, एक अच्छा प्रोडक्ट मैनेजर कौन होता है? जो रिसोर्सफुल होता है, जिसको छोटी छोटी चीज समझ में आती है। जैसे अगर आज ये सेशन हमने पीपीटी वेल डिजाइन नहीं की होती तो आप शायद नहीं रुकते, राइट? ये इतनी छोटी सी प्रोडक्ट, दैट इज व्हाट डिफाइंस प्रोडक्ट सेंस। और वो कैसे आती है? वो प्रैक्टिस से आती है। और प्रैक्टिस कैसी? देखो, जो बच्चे आपने कोटा में ऐसे बच्चे भी सुने होंगे जो 12-12 घंटे पढ़ते हैं लेकिन उनका आईआईटी नहीं होता। क्यों नहीं होता? उन्होंने 12 घंटे तो पढ़ा, लेकिन रीजन यही होता है कि उनको अच्छा फीडबैक नहीं मिला। फीडबैक आपको, अगर आप कल को मेरे पास एक असाइनमेंट लेके आते हो और बोलते श्रवण भैया इसको टेस्ट करके बता दो कैसा है, मैं आपको फीडबैक दूंगा ना, मेरे को आपको फीडबैक देना है। लेकिन 99% ऑफ द वर्ल्ड आपको फीडबैक अच्छा नहीं देता, वो आपको सुपरफिशियल फीडबैक देता है कि ये अच्छा नहीं है, ये अच्छा नहीं है, ये अच्छा नहीं है। एक अच्छी कम्युनिटी क्या करती है? वो अगर वो सारे अच्छे थिंकर्स हैं, वो आपको डीप फीडबैक देंगे कि अरे यार आपकी डिजाइन सेंस में आपका जो इंटरेक्शन डिजाइन है वो अच्छा नहीं है। एंड देन यू फोकस। जब आप उसको कंसिस्टेंटली रेपिटेटिवली करते रहते हो ना, करते रहते हो, सी फीडबैक विद ग्रेट डेप्थ इज व्हाट चेंजेस यू। फीडबैक जस्ट एज इट डज नॉट चेंज यू। अगर आपको एक कंपनी, आप इंटरव्यू देते हो और बाद में बोलती हो वी डिडंट लाइक योर बिहेवियरल पार्ट, तो उसका कुछ भी मतलब नहीं है, इट मीन्स नथिंग। अगर वो आपको डीपली बोले कि नहीं यार आप अपने आइडिया को एक्सप्लेन नहीं कर पाए, आप ये नहीं एक्सप्लेन करो, जो कि जनरली नहीं होता। इसीलिए मैं बार बार अपने बच्चों को यही बोलता हूं कि आपका गोल एक रन ऑफ अ मिल कंपनी जाने में नहीं है, क्योंकि वहां पे कल्चर ही नहीं है प्रोडक्ट का। आप प्रोडक्ट मैनेजमेंट वहां जाके सीखोगे ना जहां पे ट्रू प्रोडक्ट कल्चर है। तभी तो मैं उन लोगों को लाता हूं, उसी तरह के ऑपरेटर्स को लाता हूं, ताकि आपको समझ में आए कि अच्छा प्रोडक्ट कल्चर क्या होता है। तो अच्छा प्रोडक्ट कल्चर वो होता है जो लोगों की इज्जत करते हैं, जो अच्छा फीडबैक देते हैं। देयर आर लाइक यू कैन आस्क पवन आए थे वीपी प्रोडक्ट, जिन्होंने अभी अर्जुन को हायर किया। agnostic of whether they hire or not, he gives deep feedback. He gives deep feedback. तो इसीलिए ये आपकी जो एम्बिगिटी वाली प्रॉब्लम है ना, ये जब अगर आप प्रिपेयर इस चीज के लिए कर रहे हो कि यार मैं 2 महीने प्रिपेयर करूंगी, मेरा इंटरव्यू चला गया और उसके बाद मैं प्रिपेयर करना छोड़, तो आपकी सेंस चली जाएगी। आपको इसको एज अ पार्ट ऑफ लाइफ बनाना है कि मैं इसको जीवन, जैसे मैं रोज क्यों पढ़ता हूँ, व्हाई डू आई रीड आर्टिकल्स एवरी सिंगल डे? डू आई हैव टू? नॉट रियली। मैं ऑलरेडी एटलीस्ट इन प्रिंसिपल, आप लोग यहाँ बैठे हो, आप ये तो मानते ही हो ना किसी कैपेबिलिटी में कि मैं एक बहुत अच्छा प्रोडक्ट मैनेजर हूँ, चाहे हूं या ना हूं, ठीक है। लेकिन मैं खुद क्यों रोज मेहनत करता हूँ? वरुण ने क्यों बोला मैं रोज किताबें पढ़ता हूँ? क्यों पढ़ता हूँ? क्योंकि अगर मैं ये रोज नहीं करूंगा तो जब मेरे को कहीं पे जाके जस्टिफाई करना पड़ेगा, तब मेरे पास वो इंटेंट ही नहीं होगा, तब मेरे पास वो डेप्थ ही नहीं होगी। जब वो डेप्थ ही नहीं होगी तो फिर मैं क्या करूंगा? फिर आप that the problem with most people is they are anchored to outcomes। यार मेरी नौकरी लगनी चाहिए, आज मेरे साथ ये हो गया इसलिए मैं प्रिपेयर कर रहा हूँ, मैं 3 महीने से प्रिपेयर कर रहा हूँ। बट how can you learn something which I learned for 10 years in my life and you can do it in 7 weeks? How can you do that if somebody is telling you? आपको पता है इस इंडस्ट्री में पोर्टफोलियो का कॉन्सेप्ट श्रवण टिक्कू लेके आया था कि पोर्टफोलियो बनाओ, राइट? लेकिन वो टैक्टिक भी कॉपी हो गया। और पोर्टफोलियो का मतलब क्या होता है? पोर्टफोलियो का, ये मेरे को अपना पोर्टफोलियो बनाने में 10 साल लग गए रिम्या, 10 years it took me। आप वो 7 हफ्ते में कैसे बना सकते हो? एक पोर्टफोलियो आपका, आपकी इनसाइट और आपकी डेप्थ ऑफ थॉट दिखाना चाहिए। क्या हुआ ओवर टाइम? सब लोग पोर्टफोलियो बनाने लग गए उस टैक्टिक को, और जब वो घिसी-पिटी केस स्टडी सेम वही सामने आ रही है तो कोई क्यों हायर करेगा आपको? नहीं करेगा। तो आपको ये दिखाना चाहिए कि वेयर डू यू स्टैंड आउट इन योर थिंकिंग, हाउ इज योर डेप्थ। आपको ना अपरामेय और अर्जुन की केस स्टडीज देखनी चाहिए। आप बोलोगे वाओ क्या बात है, इतना डीप सोचता है कोई। वही इंटेंट जब आप में डेवलप होता है, और जब आप उसको डे इन डे आउट, जो मैंने इससे पहले आंसर किया आमिर भाई को, डे इन डे आउट उसको प्रैक्टिस करते रहते हो, देयर विल कम अ टाइम दैट एनी इंटरव्यू यू डोंट हैव टू प्रेप फॉर इट बिकॉज़ यू आर ऑलरेडी प्रिपेयर्ड। यू विल गो एंड यू विल जस्ट क्रैक दैट इंटरव्यू, यू विल स्मैश दैट एग्जाम इंटरव्यू। दैट इज व्हाट आई एम ट्राइंग टू टेल यू। क्योंकि हमारी प्रिपरेशन हमेशा सिचुएशनल होती है, इसीलिए प्रॉब्लम होता है। जो बच्चा 7th ग्रेड से मैथ्स जिसको पसंद है और 12वीं तक वो मैथ्स सीखता रहता है, उसका आईआईटी निकलता है। लेकिन जो बच्चा 6 महीने पहले 12th में आईआईटी के लिए प्रिपेयर करने लगता है, उसके लिए हार्ड हो जाता है कि मैंने तो प्रैक्टिस की लेकिन क्योंकि आपकी डेप्थ ऑफ थॉट ही उतनी नहीं बनी। इसीलिए मैं आपको ये बोल रहा हूँ, मैं 7 हफ्ते में आपको वो सब कुछ नहीं सिखा सकता जो मेरे को आता है, वो उतनी डेप्थ नहीं आ सकती, लेकिन मैं आपको वो टूल जरूर दे दूंगा। यार आप इसी तरह चलते रहे तो अगर आप गूगल भी ड्रीम कर रहे हो, आप गूगल में भी चले जाओगे, कोई दिक्कत नहीं, कोई बड़ी बात। I hope I answered your question.
Sure. Yeah, and definitely thank you. And इसी नोट पे जो आपने गूगल का क्वेश्चन, गूगल का आपने स्टेटमेंट दिया था, सेकंड क्वेश्चन थोड़ा सा यही है, हो सकता है इट माइट लुक अ बिट मोर आउटकम फोकस्ड, बट जस्ट वांटेड टू आस्क दैट एक पेन पॉइंट मैंने ऑब्जर्व किया है मार्केट में, स्पेशली इन केस ऑफ प्रीमियम कंपनीज लाइक गूगल, वॉलमार्ट, जितने भी हैं, ये एक्सपीरियंस वाला थ्रेशोल्ड बहुत ज्यादा है, जो शायद ट्रांजिशनिंग कैंडिडेट के लिए एक मुश्किल पैदा करता है। सो लाइक what's the solution for this or how this works?
100%. इसका आंसर देखो, गूगल और फैंग जैसी कंपनीज वो अच्छे लोगों को ही हायर करते हैं, राइट? अच्छे लोग कैसे दिखते हैं? ऐसा नहीं है कि उनका एपीएम प्रोग्राम इंडिया से नहीं लेके जाता। मैं जानता हूं ऐसे बच्चों को जिनका एपीएम प्रोग्राम में हुआ है, बट उनका बैकग्राउंड आईआईटी या आईएम नहीं था। उसका आपको देखो, आईआईटी आईएम क्या करता है आपके लिए? वो आपके लिए एक ब्रांड बनाता है। वो आपको बोलता है कि इस बच्चे ने जीवन में कभी तो फाइट मारी, तभी तो ये टॉप 5000 में आया है ना? वो उसका प्रूफ पॉइंट है। वो इट्स अ प्रूफ ऑफ वर्क। यार, यू वेंट टू आईआईटी, यू वर आउट ऑफ द 10 लाख पीपल हु अप्लाइड एंड यू वर इन द टॉप 5000, करेक्ट? ये तो इससे एक कंपनी को क्या पता चला कि यार ये कम से कम उन 5000 बच्चों में मे बी ही इज इन द टॉप 2% ऑफ ऑल द पीपल हु हैव अप्लाइड, राइट? तो उनका प्रूफ पॉइंट बन गया। आपको वैसा ही प्रूफ पॉइंट अपने इंटेंट और अपने पोर्टफोलियो और अपने प्रोडक्ट, जैसे फॉर एग्जांपल अ लॉट ऑफ पीपल आस्क, एक बच्चा था मेरा, मैं 2 साल पहले की बात बता रहा हूँ, स्विगी में उसका हुआ, स्विगी में 2 years बैक ही वेंट। वो बंदा ही केम फ्रॉम अ डिजाइन बैकग्राउंड, ड्रॉप आउट था। उस बंदे ने पता क्या किया? उस बंदे ने एक प्रोडक्ट बना दिया भाई, और प्रोडक्ट बना के कम्युनिटी में डाला और 10,000 यूजर ले आया, एंड स्विगी हायर्ड हिम। और उसका यतीश, आप खोल के चेक, वो आईआईटी मद्रास से था लेकिन ड्रॉप ऑफ कर गया था वहां से, लेकिन उसी रीजन से ड्रॉप, डिग्री भी कंप्लीट नहीं की, एंड उसके बाद ही वेंट इनटू स्विगी। द रीजन इज बिकॉज he built up actual product and he sent it to the Swiggy VP or something like that, और उनको प्रोडक्ट बहुत अच्छा लगा, उन्होंने बोला we will have a conversation with you. एक इंटरव्यूअर should know you before the interview, then only it makes sense. आप LinkedIn पे अप्लाई करते रहोगे उससे कुछ नहीं होगा, क्योंकि आज 500 लोग अप्लाई कर रहे हैं। आपको स्टैंड आउट करना है। अगर आप स्टैंड आउट नहीं कर पाए तो फिर इट्स नॉट गोइंग टू हैपन, क्योंकि हम सब लोग रन ऑफ अ मिल, हम सब सोचते हैं इस तरीके से, 100 जगह अप्लाई करेंगे, फिर 10 जगह से इंटरव्यू आएंगे, फिर 2 जगह हमारा शॉर्टलिस्ट होगा, और फिर 1 जगह हम ज्वाइन करेंगे। लेकिन इसमें आपकी से कहां है? आपको तो किस्मत पे छोड़ दिया ना आपने कि जहां मेरी नौकरी लगी मैं वहां चली जाऊंगी। then how did you go to a great company? And if for example in that context the company is a shitty place, they don't have a culture, you're screwed, and people don't value time. आप 1 साल खराब जगह पे रह गए ना, आपका माइंडसेट इतना खराब हो जाएगा कि आपका, मैं इतने बच्चों से बात करता हूं, अभी मैं एक बच्चे से बात कर रहा था, दुबई में लैंडमार्क ग्रुप में काम करता है एज अ पीएम, राइट? वो बंदा 2 साल पहले कुछ और था, आज बिकॉज ही वर्कड इन अ बैड कल्चर कंपनी, उसका खत्म ही। वो मुझसे पहले रोते रोते ये बोला, भैया ये रोल मेरे लिए बना भी है कि नहीं बना है, एंड आई एम टेलिंग यू ऑनेस्टली। और मैंने उसको सबसे पहले बोला, भाई ऐसे मत सोच। इसीलिए मैं आपको बोल रहा हूँ, आप कल्चर पे एंकर करो, आप लर्निंग पे एंकर करो। आपके लिए पैसा आज इंपॉर्टेंट नहीं है, आपके लिए ये इंपॉर्टेंट है कि नॉलेज पर मिनट शुड ब्रिंग वेल्थ पर मिनट, इट शुड नॉट बी द अदर वे अराउंड। So if you stand out, if you truly work on the things that I'm telling you, and it will take time. मैं, कोई भी इंसान अगर आपको ये झूठ बोल देता है कि 7 हफ्ते में आप यार उतने काबिल बन जाओगे, सॉरी यार, डजंट वर्क, आई एम सॉरी, झूठ बोल रहा है आपसे वो। लेकिन अगर आप उसी तरह मेहनत करते रहे, तो क्योंकि अगर आप जिस रोल को, इफ यू आर ट्रूली अ गुड प्रॉब्लम सॉल्वर एंड यू वांट टू डू दिस रोल फॉर द नेक्स्ट मे बी लाइक 20 years of your life and build a company, then 3 months 4 months don't really matter to you, unless and until आप फाइनेंशियली बहुत कंस्ट्रेंड हो या कुछ वैसा सिनेरियो है। इसीलिए यू कम फॉर द राइट रीजंस, यू शुड कम फॉर ट्रू प्रॉब्लम सॉल्विंग। आपका एक्शंस दिखाना चाहिए कि आपको प्रॉब्लम सॉल्विंग पसंद है, आउटकम तो सेकेंडरी है। और इसीलिए अगर आपको ट्रूली प्रॉब्लम सॉल्विंग पसंद है ना, तो आउटकम जरूर आएगा। कर्मण्यवाधिकारस्ते मा फलेषु कदाचन, एज सिंपल एज दैट। यही सत्य है, और ये सच है। Even if Sam Altman writes on Twitter and he says that you have right to your actions, not to the fruits, when the largest, the CEO of the biggest company in the world, one of the, he says about this thing, then आपको कुछ तो उससे, वो खाली फिलोसफी के लिए ये बात नहीं कर रहा ना, उसको क्या मतलब है फिलोसफी डालने से, वो तो सच ही बोल रहा है ना। तो आप अपने आप को रिम्या बेहतरीन बनाओ। जब आप बेहतरीन बन जाओगे ना, तो नौकरी आपके पास आएगी। यही अर्जुन के साथ हुआ, यही सुप्रतीक के साथ हुआ, यही बहुत सारे लोग, यही स्वप्निल के साथ हुआ, यही आई कैन टेक काउंटलेस एग्जांपल्स, बिकॉज दे एंकर्ड अ लॉट ऑन कि मैं क्या कर सकता हूं, मैं, एम आई द बेस्ट पर्सन दैट आई एम? इफ आई एम द बेस्ट पर्सन, then roles are today or tomorrow they are going to come to you any damn day. अगर आप ये एंकर करते रहे कि नहीं यार मेरे को पीएम बनना, और वो आपके दिमाग में और डिमोटिवेट हो गए फेलियर से, उससे फिर तो कुछ ही नहीं होगा यार, फिर तो मत ही आओ, फिर तो कोई मतलब नहीं है। फिर देन शॉर्टकट्स डोंट वर्क रिम्या, ये दुनिया शॉर्टकट्स पे नहीं चलती, ये सच बात है। ये शॉर्टकट एक बार हेल्प करेगा, 2 बार करेगा, आगे नहीं करेगा, इट्स नॉट गोइंग टू वर्क। आई होप आई आंसर्ड योर क्वेश्चन, मेक सेंस?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Awesome.
Thank you for that.
Awesome. Next, I would come to Mansukh. Yes, Mansukh, go for it.
Hi, Shavan. So I am a UI developer turned product manager, and I remember 2 years back, I used to watch your content. That helped me a lot to secure that role.
Sure.
Currently, in my company, I have good PRDs, like other team members from other teams post about it that you are making good PRDs. My product demos are good. But from here, my next step is not to be a part of a big tech or FANG. I want to transition into something of my own that is impactful and that has that adds a value to everyone who uses it. So I want to know that will this cohort help me to identify the gaps that I have right now
100%.
To go where I want to go in next 2 or 3 years.
100%. To
Yeah.
answer your question, 100%. Yes, it will. Provided you're willing to put that effort. You will see the gaps from day one. आपको दिख जाएंगे. आपको दिख जाएगा कि मेरा डिजाइन अच्छा है कि नहीं, मेरी प्रोडक्ट सेंस कितनी अच्छी है, मेरा सिस्टम डिजाइन का पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू कितना अच्छा है, मेरे को ग्रोथ कितनी समझ में आती है, क्योंकि देयर इज सो मच दैट विल कवर इन द 7 weeks. You will typically understand where I stand very very easily, but provided if you're willing to put that effort. ये एक प्रोवाइडेड कंडीशन है. मैंने बोला ना, आपको 7 हफ्ते मुझे देने हैं. इट इज नॉट अ प्रोग्राम जो आपको बोलता है आप साइड पे कर सकते हो कि वीकेंड पे मैं 4 घंटे दे दूंगा और ये प्रोग्राम नहीं है. वैसा प्रोग्राम नहीं है. ये प्रोग्राम वो है जहां पे आपको ऑफिस से आना पड़ेगा, ऑफिस थके हुए होंगे, डिनर करोगे, रात को 3 बजे तक बैठना पड़ेगा और फिर अगले दिन फिर वही करना पड़ेगा. और लेकिन मैं आपसे मांग कितने रहा हूं मनसुख? 7 ही हफ्ते मांग रहा हूं ना. मैं आपसे कोई 7 महीने थोड़ी मांग रहा हूं. मैं आपसे 7 हफ्ते मांग रहा हूं. अगर 7 हफ्ते भी आप अपने जीवन में वो एस्पायर करने के लिए नहीं दे सकते तो फिर तो कुछ ही नहीं हो सकता है. क्योंकि हार्ड चीज को क्यों बोलते हैं? देख, हु इज अ गुड बैट्समैन? जब बॉलर अच्छा हो. जब बॉलर ही अच्छा ना हो तो बैट्समैन का अच्छा बैट्समैन कहां से हो सकता है कोई? तो मैं इसीलिए आपको बोल रहा हूँ 7 हफ्ते आओ, शिद्दत से आओ, अपनी एप्लीकेशन शिद्दत से भरो. अगर आप 7 हफ्ते में आते हो, आपको अपने गैप्स क्या, आपको ये भी पता लग जाएगा कि अगले 3 साल 4 साल मुझे क्या करना है. आपको ये भी पता लग जाएगा कि मेरे ड्रीम्स क्या है. ये सारी चीजें पता लग जाएंगी. लेकिन ये एक ही कमिटमेंट में मनसुख कि आपको फाइट मारनी पड़ेगी. अगर आप फाइट नहीं मारोगे तो स्वयं भगवान शंकर धरती पे आ जाए, कुछ नहीं हो सकता. कुछ नहीं हो सकता. ये सच्ची बात. मेक सेंस? आई होप आई आंसर्ड योर क्वेश्चन.
थैंक यू.
ऑसम. अगर मैं कुणाल के पास आता हूँ, कुणाल, सूरज एंड दीपक, उसके बाद मैं क्वेश्चंस नहीं लूंगा. आई थिंक वी आर ऑलरेडी अवे. काफी लोग यहीं पे हैं. कुणाल, मूविंग टू यू. गो फॉर इट. यस.
Hey, hi Shavan. Thanks. Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible. Yes.
Okay. Shavan, it's always a pleasure to hear you. I've been following your YouTube videos. मेरा बहुत fundamental question है, because I have nothing related to the course, because I'm pretty much convinced that how much fruitful it will be.
Sure.
I was basically following it from cohort 2, right? And I really wanted to be part of it. Application, I was not able to fill it on time. So when the cohort 3 came in, out of FOMO, I did it in very, like a speedy, I did it quickly within 5 hours, right? Then I saw that the applications were huge, right? And obviously you are giving priority based on, how the applications are filled, right? So I'm just worried that did I really marry the JD with my CV? So do I get us another chance?
यार देखो, मैं कुणाल इसमें आपको एक बात बताता हूँ. इसमें कोई दिक्कत नहीं है. आपने एप्लीकेशन अगर नहीं भरी, कोई अच्छे से नहीं भरी, इट्स ओके. अगर आप फर्स्ट शॉर्टलिस्ट में नहीं भी आते, आई एम सॉरी अबाउट दैट कि मैं किसी के लिए गलत नहीं कर सकता. अगर आप गॉड फॉरबिड फर्स्ट शॉर्टलिस्ट में नहीं आते और वो बैच क्लोज हो जाता है फर्स्ट शॉर्टलिस्ट में, तो अब तो मैं कुछ नहीं कर सकता. देन आई विल स्पीक टू यू इन पर्सन एंड विल फिगर आउट समथिंग. कि मैं कोहॉर्ट की बात नहीं कर सकता. मे बी आई विल गिव यू सम टिप्स एंड ट्रिक्स टू बेसिकली हेल्प यू अक्रॉस. बट अगर आप मान लो फर्स्ट शॉर्टलिस्ट के बाद, फॉर एग्जांपल, जनरली क्या होता है, जो मैं जनरल बिहेवियर आपको दोनों कोहॉर्ट्स का बताता हूँ. फर्स्ट शॉर्टलिस्ट 100-120 बच्चों की होती है. उसमें से 60-65 बच्चे एनरोल कर जाते हैं और लास्ट के 10-15 रह जाते हैं. जनरली सेकंड शॉर्टलिस्ट जाती है. जनरली बट इस बार एप्लीकेशन बहुत ज्यादा आई है. पिछली बार 400 आई थी, इस बार तो मुझे 470 क्रॉस हो चुका है. और इसके बाद मुझे लगता है और एप्लीकेशन भी आएंगी. तो मैं कह नहीं सकता. आई विल ट्राई माई बेस्ट. आप मेरे को एक बार डीएम करना, ठीक है? वी विल स्पीक what can be done about it. But if you want to really put up that chance, मैं किसी और के साथ गलत नहीं कर सकता. I will not be in a position to effectively help you put the application again. क्योंकि मैंने बहुत मेहनत की इस चीज में. मैं किसी और बच्चे के साथ गलत नहीं कर सकता. ये अगर unless and until if there is a possibility, we will do something about it. आप मेरे को एक बार पिंग कर देना, ठीक है? We'll speak about it. Makes sense?
No
awesome.
problem. Thank you, Shavan. Thank you so much. Yeah.
ठीक है. सूरज, over to you. Yes.
Yeah, hi Shravan bhai.
Thank you so much for the insightful session. It has been great. Like got to know and see many senior product manager and PMs. So actually, Shravan bhai, I want to know and ask that I have a sales plus accounts background, right?
Sure.
And I already got to know got the answer from different person and especially you. Actually, मुझे ये जानना है कि I am more connected to the product because I as a main POC to the customer because they used to sell the product to the customer. So I know the features and all about the product. So as an average thinker, right? Like I am an average thinker right now. Like depth of thought is quite good, not of better than others. I want to know how this cohort helped me to make my thinking better. Or
वही होगा
try to
सूरज, टू आंसर योर क्वेश्चन, आई थिंक आई हैव आंसर्ड इट अगेन. आपके कर्मों पे मैं आपको जो डे वन से बोलने को बोलूंगा, अगर आप वो करते रहोगे आपको खुद डिफरेंस दिख जाएगा, लेकिन आपको टाइम देना पड़ेगा. अगर आप एवरेज थिंक करो, हर एक का बेंचमार्क अलग अलग होता है. किसी का बेंचमार्क थोड़ा बेटर हो सकता है, किसी का थोड़ा कम हो सकता है. एवरीबडी कैन रीच देयर. मैं आपको बता रहा हूँ ना, लोग आप तो तब भी सेल्स बैकग्राउंड से हो यार, आपने सेल्स की है. सेल्स करना आसान नहीं होता. सेल्स आपको कस्टमर से बात करनी पड़ती है, आपको उसका पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू समझना पड़ता है. लेकिन अगर आप मेहनत करने के लिए रेडी हो, अपना 100% देने के लिए रेडी हो, तो दिस इज अ प्रोग्राम फॉर एनीवन. तो आप मैंने वही बोला, इट इज अबाउट सूरज बिकमिंग बेटर 1% एवरी डे. दैट्स द होल पॉइंट. द पॉइंट इज नॉट दैट कि सूरज धीरज से कितना अच्छा है या मोना से कितना अच्छा है. सूरज अपने आप से कितना अच्छा है वो बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है, और वो आप लेके जाओगे, लेकिन तभी जब आप शिद्दत से आओगे, मेहनत करोगे और टाइम दो. अगर आपने वो नहीं किया तो कुछ नहीं हो सकता यार. तो फिर तो मतलब और भी ऑप्शन ही नहीं है. बाकी मैं इतना बेसिक से पढ़ाता हूँ कि आपको कुछ भी जानने की जरूरत नहीं. मेरे कुछ यूट्यूब वीडियोस देख लेना, दैट इज द बेस्ट दैट यू हैव टू डू. उससे आपको थोड़ा सेंस आ जाएगा मेरे टीचिंग स्टाइल का. बट मैं स्टार्ट तो जीरो से ही करता हूँ. जीरो क्या, -100 से करता हूँ एक्चुअली, और -100 से आपको +1000 पे लेके जाता हूँ. +1000 से +1000 पे लेके जाता हूँ. मेक सेंस?
because I want to be better thinker after this cohort.
100% यार, 100%. मैं बोल रहा हूँ ना, ये तो आपके कर्मों पे, आपके कर्मों पे. मेक सेंस? नेक्स्ट दीपक भाई, over to you. Yes, go for it.
Sure, sir. So, hi, sir. My name is Deepak Best, and I am currently a college student doing BCA. So, I have two questions. My first question is, if we don't get shortlisted for the cohort, how can we make plan or strategy to learn more or equal than the other people who have gotten shortlisted for the cohort? So, what should be the strategy?
यार मैं आपको जनरल स्ट्रेटजी बताता हूँ. देखो आपको ना, अगर जो मैं आपको YouTube वीडियो में बोलता हूँ, अगर आप वो करोगे, लेकिन वो करना हार्ड है क्योंकि आपके पास कम्युनिटी एक्सेस नहीं है. आपको सारे लोग पुश नहीं कर रहे. अगर आप जो मैं आपको YouTube वीडियोस में बोल रहा हूँ, अगर आप वही करोगे ना, लेकिन उसमें टाइम लगेगा, एफर्ट लगेगा, तो आपको जरूरत नहीं है. मैं ये सबको यही बता रहा हूँ. लेकिन मेरी बातों से आपको ये बात समझनी पड़ेगी कि आपको इंटेंट दिखाना पड़ेगा. कम्युनिटी आपको क्या करती है, वो आपको, इफ 100 गुड पीपल आर पुशिंग यू द राइट वे, देन योर सक्सेस इज वे फास्टर. नहीं तो आप मेरे YouTube वीडियो से भी वो सक्सेस पा सकते हो, लेकिन आपको समय लगेगा. लेकिन वो तभी लगेगा कि खाली ज्ञान सुनने से कुछ नहीं होगा. ज्ञान सुनने से कोई नहीं सीखता, करने से सीखते हो. दैट इज हाउ यू एक्चुअली डेवलप. विद्या ना सरस्वती होती है, सरस्वती आपके दिल में आती है. इसीलिए आपको उसके लिए फाइट मारनी पड़ेगी. तो अगर आपका नहीं भी होता, फॉर गॉड फॉरबिड, तो इन दैट सिनेरियो आपको मेरे YouTube वीडियो देखने चाहिए और आपको अगले कोहॉर्ट पे ट्राई मारना चाहिए. कोई दिक्कत नहीं, लेकिन आप तब तक अपने आप को प्रिपेयर करो. काफी बच्चों ने अपने आप को कोहॉर्ट 1 के टाइम पे प्रिपेयर किया और अच्छे से प्रिपेयर किया, एंड देन दे मूव्ड इनटू कोहॉर्ट 2. ऐसे करते, तो उसमें कोई दिक्कत नहीं है. बट यही मैं आपको बता रहा हूँ, लेकिन वो मेरे वीडियो देखने से कुछ नहीं होगा. मैं सच बोल रहा हूँ, कुछ भी नहीं होगा. जो मैं बोल रहा हूँ वो करना पड़ेगा. अगर वो नहीं करोगे तो नहीं होगा.
So, sir, I have one more question. So, my second question is basically whenever we see people around who are applying or looking forward into product management roles, they have some experience like in other sector, like 2 year, 4 year, 10 years. So, if we are freshers, so how can we stand out from that?
कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता. मैं अभी भी यही बोलूंगा दीपक, कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता. आपको स्टैंड आउट करने के लिए एक्सपीरियंस की जरूरत नहीं. व्हाई डू यू थिंक दैट प्रोडक्ट मैनेजमेंट कैन ओनली बी टॉट इन ऑफिस और यू हैव एक्सपीरियंस? प्रोडक्ट मैनेजमेंट इज द आर्ट ऑफ थिंकिंग. भाई मैं ऐसे बच्चों को जानता हूं जो कॉलेज में बैठ के प्रोडक्ट बना देते हैं. मेरा एक फ्रेंड है, मैं आपको बताता हूं. दिस आई वांट टू शो इट टू यू. एक सेकंड रुको, मैं अपनी स्क्रीन शेयर करना चाहता हूं. गिव मी अ सेकंड. आई जस्ट वांट टू शो इट टू यू. ठीक है, मेरी स्क्रीन आपको दिख रही है? आर यू एबल टू सी माय स्क्रीन?
No, sir. Yes, sir. Yes.
LinkedIn course Unicult ठीक है, श्रवण भी कर देते हैं यहाँ पे। हाँ, आपको मेरी पोस्ट दिख रही है, एक पोस्ट दिख रही होगी आपको, ठीक है। ये देखो, ये जो बच्चा है ये वीआईटी में पढ़ता है, ठीक है। इस बंदे ने क्या किया, इसने मेरी लिंक्डइन पोस्ट को जेनेआई के मॉडल में डाल दिया, वीआईटी विल्लोर में पढ़ता है, जेनेआई के मॉडल में डाल दिया और एक कोर्स बना दिया मेरी पोस्ट का, और इसके ऊपर गमरोड का लिंक डाल दिया और ट्विटर पे पोस्ट मार दिया, और ही गॉट $1000 फ्रॉम हियर। अब जिस बंदे ने 70,000 रुपए कॉलेज में बैठ के कमा लिए, इसको मैं क्यों नहीं हायर करूंगा? 100% करूंगा। ये मैं आपको दिखाता हूँ, ये कोर्स दिख रहा है आपको यहाँ पे, ये हे श्रवण भैया हियर नेविगेट माय सोशल।
Yes, sir. Yes.
Do you know what he did? He just took all my LinkedIn posts, put it in a generative AI model, created a course out of it, put a payment link on top of it, sold it, and that is what he did. तोड़ू बंदा भाई, मतलब सेकंड ईयर कंप्यूटर साइंस का लौंडा, वीआईटी विल्लोर का। That is what happens. आपको आउट ऑफ द वे जाना पड़ेगा, एंड दैट इज व्हाट इट विल हैपन। सो इससे कोई फर्क नहीं, मैं वही आपको बोल रहा हूँ, आपके बैकग्राउंड से फर्क नहीं पड़ता, लेकिन आपके एफर्ट से बहुत फर्क पड़ता है। अगर आप फ्रेशर होके वही रन ऑफ अ मिल करोगे कि रेज्यूमे बनाऊंगा, फिर पोर्टफोलियो पे कुछ करूंगा, फिर डेप्थ नहीं बिल्ड करूंगा और फिर उसके बाद अप्लाई करोगे, तो नहीं हो रहा भाई, नहीं हो रहा, प्लीज, कुछ नहीं होगा। लेकिन अगर आप जेन्युइनली सीखोगे, मेरी कामों जो मैं बोल रहा हूँ उसको करोगे, निरंतरता से करोगे, 1 महीना 2 महीना 3 महीना, चौथे महीने आपके पास आउटकम आएगा ही आएगा, 100% आएगा, 100% आएगा, कोई क्वेश्चन ही नहीं है। मेक सेंस? Awesome. ठीक है, फॉर द रिमेनिंग पीपल, द 60 odd people इन, आपको पता ही है, rethinksystems.in पे जाइए। अगर आपने एप्लीकेशन नहीं भरी तो भर लीजिए, अगर आपने भर ली है तो जस्ट वेट फॉर द रिजल्ट्स। द रिजल्ट्स विल कम आउट ऑन सैटरडे और संडे मोस्ट प्रोबेबली, और उसी के साथ जो एनरोल हुआ होगा उसको पेमेंट लिंक का ऑप्शन दिया जाएगा। आपके पास ईएमआई ऑप्शंस अवेलेबल है, आप कुछ बैंक पे नो कॉस्ट ईएमआई भी है, नो कॉस्ट, लेकिन वो सेलेक्ट बैंक्स पे है, क्योंकि वो इंटरेस्ट तो मैं भी नहीं रखता, वो तो बैंक रखेगा, ठीक है। तो आई एम ट्राइंग टू पुट माई बेस्ट फुट देयर, कि जैसे मेजर बैंक्स जो है एचडीएफसी बैंक, आईसीआईसीआई बैंक, बट इफ यू हैव अ कार्ड लाइक रॉयल बैंक ऑफ लंदन का कार्ड है तो उस पर तो मैं नहीं ढूंढ सकता नो कॉस्ट ईएमआई, तो वो आप वहां पे जाके आप एनरोल कर सकते हो। फर्स्ट शॉर्टलिस्ट में अगर बैच क्लोज हो जाता है तो क्लोज हो जाता है, अगर नहीं होता है तो सेकंड शॉर्टलिस्ट भी आएगी और सेकंड शॉर्टलिस्ट पे आप कर सकते हो। थैंक यू वेरी मच फॉर स्पेंडिंग योर टाइम गाइस, इट्स सुपर लवली टॉकिंग टू यू, आई होप यू लाइक द सेशन, और हम इसकी रिकॉर्डिंग यूट्यूब पे भी डालेंगे, वी विल पुट दिस अक्रॉस फॉर एवरीवन टू सी। ठीक है कुणाल, आप मेरे को एक बार मैसेज कर देना, मेरा नंबर बाय द वे मैं यहाँ पे सबके लिए दे देता हूँ, एवरीबडी शुड हैव माय नंबर, ठीक है। इन केस यू हैव एनी क्वेश्चंस, एनीथिंग दैट यू वांट टू आस्क मी, दिस इज माय नंबर, यू कैन डीएम मी, ठीक है, मैं सबको दे रहा हूँ, ठीक है। चलिए, ओके, ठीक है, बाय बाय, ऑसम,
थैंक यू एवरीवन,
बाय बाय।
Thank you, sir, for a valuable time.
Thank you so much.